Mic check 1 2 1 2. Mic check 1 2 1 2. Man, it feels good to be back, man. How's everybody doing on this glorious for this Wednesday night, 9:30
Good.
ish?
Thumbs up.
Solid.
Thumbs up.
Everybody looking good. Everybody's in good spirits. You know what I'm saying? This should be a hell of a conversation, man. First and foremost, I want to salute to Crusader Nation in the building, man. Leads all through the chat like it's supposed to be. Y'all already know the likes are up for what it's supposed to be. If you haven't liked the stream, make sure you tap the like button. We appreciate all y'all. Before we get started, man, as always, we got to introduce this amazing panel that we have up here this evening. First and foremost, we got Ron in the building, OT in the building, B Taylor in the building, Queen Sheba is in the building, DSB is in the building with us this evening. Newcomer to the stage, but not that new. Salute to my dog Ali in the building with us for the first time this evening. Taylor.com in the building with us. The Philosophical. And last but not least, Miss Lucky Marie has joined us this evening. It's gonna be one of those, man. It's gonna be one of those, accountability season. It's always, tends to be a look at LeBron. Always tends to be a pretty shaky topic, man. But I got faith in us, man. Especially the women on this panel. I got faith that gonna be able to be some accountability taken and things of that nature. But we shall see. Because the first question, man, we just gonna dive right in. But before we do, crewseason.com, man, for all of the dope merch that you see Owen, you see the jacket I got on, all the merch you see on the podcast, all of that is available at crewseason.com. Make sure y'all tapped in, get y'all a piece if y'all ain't got it. Housekeeping. Oh, am I missing anything? Look, Odin disappeared already. Well, if I think of something, we gonna dive in.
Early.
Look,
He's not asleep.
She gets started already. Look. All right, man. First question, right out the gate, man. We're not even gonna waste time with it. Because today's topic we are discussing whether or not women enable the behavior that they claim that they despise within men. So I think the first question is only right if we start off with who has the higher standards when dating, men or women, and why? I think it'll be a nice time to start off with Miss B Taylor first, right out of the gate.
Of course, women. We just don't stick with them. We have the highest of high standards. We just don't stick with them as we should.
Okay. Queen? Higher standards, men or women, and why?
I'm gonna say women, based on some of the things men will do sexually with a little bit of this and that, especially after midnight. And when you see girls cut up, you be like, "What? How's she even know it?" I'm gonna say women. A man will, yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, man. Who got the higher standards, man? Men or women? And why?
Men all day. Men all day. You trying to simple things like telling a woman to respect herself, especially when it comes to her dressing. Excuse me. Especially when it comes to her dressing. I think that alone says enough. So, but we'll get more into it.
OT, you don't even believe that.
Men definitely have higher standards. Again, women be giving it up for Wendy's, Popeyes, for nothing, prized possessions.
He trolling.
No, I'm not trolling.
Not no Popeyes.
We have always, especially as men, we've always been told you can get vagina before you can get you a meal. And that's facts.
Wise woman once said that. She was an older woman too, for the record. We're gonna go with next, man. SB, who has the highest standards today, man? Men or women? And why? Why do you feel that way?
I think some men do have the higher standards. But is that the original question? Just who has the higher standard? Okay, yeah, I think men. Some men.
And then context as to why you feel that way.
Because they do care about the way a woman presents herself. Sometimes even the way she acts. If she's too loud, they'll leave. If she acts out, do something off, they'll leave. Women will continue to give second and third chance. Don't you cheat on me no more, but he still can come in. Don't you do this, and he still do it again. But men, they'll cut you off.
That is a fact. Ali, welcome to the
One
stage, man.
time.
How you doing, my brother?
Sir, who has the highest standards in your opinion, man,
It,
and
it,
provide some context as to why you feel that way.
it's men and they ain't even close. Women will literally go with anybody who will pay. Like women that let men take them out to dates, gift them, spend time with them, and won't give them none at all. But as long as that man stroke her ego, she'll spend time with him. Not only that, brothers on here, we probably had few relationships in our lifetime. Women will go from relationship to relationship to relationship, and y'all can see it on social media. She'll be with Jimmy Monday. Next Tuesday, Jimmy ain't none of that, and then be with another dude the week right after that. So majority of us take relationships serious. We're gonna settle down with a woman that we're gonna provide provisions and security for. She has to be the real deal, and we'll most men will stay with a woman they love for the rest of their life if they can help it. Most women, if things ain't going their way, they'll sacrifice their family and the man for their feelings.
Ooh-wee. You coming in hot, Kayla? I seen you make a face. I got to come right to you. Who has the higher standards, men or women, and provide a little context as to why you feel that way.
Okay, sure. I think that women have the higher standards. I think that, I mean, okay. So I genuinely believe that men, like 1 out of 3 men, are not having sex or interacting with women. Like women, like they're giving out dicks on the street corners. You know what I'm saying? So just in terms of that right there, I do think that women have to have higher standards. And I see that across the board because every woman doesn't deal with every guy that talks to her at the gas station, that talks to her at the grocery store, that talks to her at these different places. No one's talking to men. Men have to get the courage to go and talk to women and to create that dynamic to even have a chance with women. And so they have to do what they can do. They have to do what they can do. So I don't know. I think that overall, women have higher standards, but I also think it talks, it has something to do with what stage we're talking about. Because if we're talking about like the dating stage, the initial stage to getting to the relationship versus the behavior once in the relationship, I think women are quick to cut dudes off for stuff that doesn't even make sense because their standards are so high on all these things that they want. But once they're in the relationship, I would agree that the standards, like once girls be in love with somebody or he do something that's just right, the standards go out the window and you're willing to put up with all this stuff to be with him. So I think it depends on the stage and like the other things I mentioned.
Okay. Ronan. Look, Ronan. That's hilarious. Who got the high standards, man? Men or women? Give me a little context as to why.
Well, I say men because the consequences are felt immediately and swiftly. So his actions will cost him. And especially from personal experiences, getting burnt physically and literally. He has to learn from those choices. He's not allowed to live in fairy tale land. And in most cases, there are women who are become their own kryptonite. They will say they have standards, but they have these select rules for the guys they like versus the individuals they don't care for, which I call crimes of personal preference. And we'll go into that further.
Crimes of personal preference. I love that. Miss Lucky. High standards, man. Men or women. And why is it men? I mean, provide some context as to
I hear what everybody's saying, but the first thing I thought of is people have standards, but they don't stick to the standards. Like, when you hear people talk about, oh, I like a woman that look like this, and then you see their baby mama or their wife, you like, ugh. I don't know if I can really take that serious. And it's the same thing with women. So I think sometimes people's standards, they start to check off the things that they say are their standards once they feel like they can't get it, or they're trying to make that one person fit into their standard. People adjust them. So as far as who has higher standards, I'm going to go with women, because the complaint seems like we're complaining about women's expectations, which will be a standard that most men feel like they cannot reach the average woman's expectations. So I'm going to say a woman's standards is higher, but I can see how y'all mention men. So, but I'm going to go with women because at the end of the day, men want the women. Men have the standards, but also men are sleeping with women that don't fit their said standards. So I'm gonna say the average man's standards ain't really standarding. So I'm gonna say the women have the higher standards because they have high expectations, regardless of certain things. Like they're still going into it like you got to have this, this, and that, and the other. And men are like, that's way too high. Like I'm not dealing with this and this. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna say women.
Okay, I like it. Deal. Welcome to the stage, bro.
What's good?
What's going on, bro? Who you think got the high standards, man? Men or women? And just give a little context as to why you feel that way.
I'm gonna go with women. Psych. I'm gonna definitely go with men. We definitely got the highest standards. Y'all thought you had a friend, you don't got a friend. So look, it's definitely men. We got to know the difference between standards and demands. Women have higher demands. Men have higher standards. Just because I sleep with you, don't mean I'm gonna date you. See, y'all keep looking at us through your eyes. Yeah, men might sleep with something. Yeah, they might hit something. That don't mean I'm gonna wife you. See, my standard for who my wife is different. She may not be the cutest. She may not be the sexiest. But the way she treats me, her character is the standard I hold her to. Women hold men to demands, and most of the time, are economic. It has nothing to do with his character. It has nothing to do with how he carries himself. If he makes a certain amount of money and meets her demands for what she needs, then yeah, she'll deal with him. A man not gonna deal with you based on strictly how you look, but a woman will strictly deal with you based on what you earn. So man, hands down, ain't even close.
Damn.
Starting off hot. Look, we're starting off hot. I like it. Look, Kayla, you like you want to rebuttal that? Now's the time.
I think that's very well said.
Came out the door with a 20-point lead.
Please. I think that's very well said for the fabulous men on this panel. However, when we look at the men outside and on the internet, how a woman looks is a good majority of why they deal with certain women. Let's keep it a buck.
Why
it
they
really
have
is.
sex with
Men
certain women.
no, not even just that.
Yes,
Men put up with a lot of different things to have access to certain women. And
sexually.
this what are you spending?
That's because y'all penises are worth nothing. Because y'all give it out so easily.
Sexually.
It's not worth much.
That ain't wifing. Who I'm having sex with.
Who cares?
What
makes you guys want to make a husband if you're giving out dick to everybody?
These men aren't marrying women anyway.
Exactly.
So I'm not even talking about that.
So who got the highest standard? If they can have sex with them,
we can have sex before marriage. Who has the highest standard?
I'll still have sex before marriage.
So who got the highest
standard? We said who got the highest standard?
If we still getting you without wifing you, who got the highest standard?
I think more so women. I think more so women because
y'all are giving out penis and not to y'all wife. Y'all giving out to hoes that don't even like y'all. Probably be burning y'all. Y'all probably got STIs. Y'all ain't go check and been to the doctor and I don't know how long. Niggas don't care about their status. They don't care about they penis, they don't care about where it goes. They just want to hit something.
And neither do y'all. Because y'all allow them to do it.
Hold on, OT. I don't think that's true. If we just look at the numbers, the man compared to woman, in terms of the number of people that you have knocked down that you had access to, I genuinely think men are taking advantage of those numbers more than women. If you look at all the different men that try to have sex with a moderately attractive woman, whatever, and the number of those that she actually has sex with versus a man, the number of women that he can coerce to have sex with them or to get in that space with, he's definitely having and doing more of that than the women are. Yet he has these standards. You are who you lay down with, so you can act like you don't have these. You can act like it doesn't affect you, and because you haven't been emotionally and because you haven't been emotionally connected to anyone, although you've been in these long-term, these other types of sexual relationships, because you feel you haven't made a commitment or emotionally invested yourself. You've invested time, energy, money. You still had a type of relationship with this person.
You're assuming a man invested money to get sex with women. That's an assumption. That's not a fact. A man don't got to spend money to have sex with every woman. That's what you think. That's not the truth.
I thought
And-
men wasn't getting sex like that. So either y'all
Yeah,
get
but-
sex
no,
like
no,
that
You
or
said
hold
y'all
on.
what?
don't
Say it
get
again.
sex
You
like
said
that.
what?
It's
What
a
is
select
it?
group of men. It ain't all men.
No, but hold on, y'all.
Exactly.
I'm
There's only
saying,
certain
the
groups.
majority of
There's
men
only
are not
certain
getting
groups of
sex
men
like
that are
wait,
getting
hold on.
sex without doing anything. That's only a group.
That's
Stop
what you
grouping all
think. That's
y'all in
what
because
y'all think.
majority of y'all
That's not
not in
true.
that group.
But
That's
Kayla,
not
But
true.
ladies,
your
I
point.
hate to do
Go
this.
ahead.
Wait a minute, Ali. Wait a minute. No,
Go ahead,
hold
SB.
on.
Get him.
I hate to do this, but y'all told me after dark, it was after 12, that y'all down with oral sex and guac. So that means
Who
the
said
men,
that? Who said that?
You
that
weren't on the
means
panel,
the
B. Taylor.
men,
Oh,
the
Yeah,
men
I need you to
have
specify
higher
yeah,
what lady,
standards.
specify who.
what
'cause
lady
I did not say
told
that.
you that she was doing that after 12. Please take my name out of that. So who told you that? That's very important for
Like I
married people on
said,
this show.
on this panel, I was told that ladies do a lot of oral sex and guacking to young men who have not
I
asked them to
love
be
that you
married.
said walking. I just want to put walking
Wait,
in
it came
children.
up in the comment. I mean,
So
anyway.
that it either had to be Lucky or Kayla, because I knew it would me. B. Taylor wasn't here. So who
I
do
know.
you
Don't put that on Lucky. Nope, nope,
I'm
nope.
just
Because
saying
I
that's
wasn't
why I
even
asked
here.
for her to say who said that.
Hold on, SB and ladies. Y'all want to be fake. Y'all are fake as hell. Y'all
Burn
are
the
fake as
sister
hell.
hood
It's
down.
definitely girls.
Burn
It's
it
definitely
down.
girls out here giving
No,
sex
that
to
wasn't.
men that
That
they're not in
was.
relationships
Hold
with.
on. Shout out to Trill.
For
And
money.
it's just like it's men out here having sex with women they're not in relationships. People
For
have casual
power.
sex. That is the world.
She said
You know what,
women
on the
Kayla?
panel. Saying women
Kayla,
in
if you
general
want to
is
be
different
honest
than
about
saying women
this,
on the panel. That saying women on the panel are cool with
Got
sucking
to be
dick
your girl
in
fight.
this
No,
context. That's what she
no.
said is what I'm saying.
and it was the
Oh
truth
no.
because
Oh
if I
no.
remember
That's
correctly,
not what was said. That's not what was said. The women on the
Who was
panel.
said though? Because I want
what
to know.
because remember, I think I remember when it was said, and I said, "Ladies, y'all got to stop." And I got a little pushback from I think 2 women here on the panel now,
I
and you
don't know
said,
who
"No,
that.
no,
Okay, so
Women
let
this
me
is
be
wait a
clarify.
doing
minute,
Let me
wait,
clarify.
wait a minute." Oh, y'all,
Okay.
am I lying, or you want me to
Man,
say?
No,
we already won.
you're not. I'm not
think
going to
you're-
say you're
I don't
lying.
think
I'm
you're
saying
lying. I think
you're
you're faking
Because
because
I
I was
remember
not
somebody
here.
saying,
I need you to say
let me just tell you
names.
what I remember. I remember somebody saying something to the effect, "Oh no, not short-term relationships, long-term relationships." And the other one saying something like, "Oh, so were you a virgin?" Or something like that. I think I recall something of that nature, but I could be mixing that up with some other stuff.
So let me clear it up.
But just to say this, but let me just say this, whether it was you all actually doing it or not, you all were saying that
Not
women
you all, because I'm
are
a married
actually
woman and I don't
doing.
talk about sucking
Oh
penis
my
on no
God.
panel.
Anyway,
So was it? No. I need to
the
clarify.
ladies were
Let
saying
me
that
clarify because
this is
that's
a real
important to
thing
me
that
and
women
my
are
husband. So
doing
I knew
oral
it wasn't
sex and
me.
guaking. So that tells me
That's like me throwing
that
your
you
name out
all
there.
are not very high with your standards.
think
Because
it's
I was like, are y'all seriously doing this? Y'all got to
SB, you
preserve
love
yourself.
I'm
That was
twisting
my
clarifying.
advice to
words.
Hold
what
on.
was going on. And
You
this is
love
a
twisting
real
the
thing.
words.
I'm
Oh,
sure
Yeah,
Trill
I
got
think
to
it's,
take.
I think it's
And let me
important
refresh.
that
And let me
wait,
Okay.
hold on,
Let's
hold on. And
stop.
let me
refresh
I
your
think
Let's
memory.
it's
just stop.
important that
Wait,
if
wait,
you're
wait, wait,
gonna,
wait, wait.
Can we
if
just
you're
Wait,
gonna,
stop?
can I just,
Thank
One
you,
mic
Joe.
at a time. It's 4 people talking. It sounded like I don't even know.
yeah,
One
but
person
she
at a
just
time.
said something. But I'm saying I think it's I'm not disagreeing with nothing you're saying, but I think when you say ladies, you need to be more direct and say their names because I was not here. I was in the chat that day that conversation happened, and I agreed with what you were saying. So when you say the ladies on this panel, at least 2, it's me, Kayla, B. Taylor, and Sheba. So I
Yeah.
think you should be specific if you're gonna call it out. Just say the name. Hey, you said this, and this is because it kind of puts it in a situation as if we all up here just saying we on our knees for less than nothing in
Yeah.
Wendy's.
That's
That's
No,
right.
not
you took it the
Because
wrong
that's not
way. No, what I
accurate.
was saying, that's not how it happened either. That's not what I said. What I'm saying is they all were telling me after 12 midnight, not necessarily that's when it's done. I'm just saying it was after midnight when we were talking about this. They just said to a comment in the comment section that mentioned something about walking. So I was like, well, what's this? You know, and they
It was
let
a
me know
thing.
that was tossing salads and they spoke about oral sex. So they were just
No.
enlightening
No, they
me.
did
I
not.
didn't say they
So
did it,
I was
but
there.
wait a minute, Kayla, let me clear it up. Let me clear it up. But
I'm trying to clear what I set up because I'm
but
the only
I'm
one
not
here
blaming.
that was there.
No, you
Thank
wouldn't.
you.
You was not, Kayla.
Okay,
It was
well, let me
someone.
clear up what I said because I said a lot. And my point that day was that is something that's going to take place in a monogamous relationship that was the expectation that men had in monogamous relationships. The other men on the panel agree with me, and they all in the panel, in the chat, and everywhere else agree with me that is something that needs to take place at a certain extent before they're gonna get down on one knee and give you a ring. Multiple men said that and agreed with me, and that's what I said as someone that was in a relationship for 7 years and 4 years. Like, I was being real. And that's real. So I stand on what I said.
The whole virgin
But that part is
I
not
remember
true
that
either, because a
I
couple
said,
of
"Yo, you
men
must have been a
said,
virgin when you got married because you kept
like I
saying,
said, a couple of men
I got a
said
ring. I
that
got a ring
no.
for 27 years. And that's when I
A
said, well, you
couple of
must have
men
been a
said
virgin. And
no,
then you
and I
said, no,
think
she
Trill
had a
said
baby.
we need
Can
to
I go
preserve
ahead? I
something for
can't
our
hear her, Taylor.
husbands.
Well,
She
because
wouldn't even hear. She don't
talking,
know.
and I'm trying to say because she's twisting up words like always.
No, I'm not.
Yeah,
All
you are.
right,
You
all
always
right,
do.
all
I
right,
clarified
all right,
what I
all right.
said, and I'm done with it.
I'm not twisting them.
Trying to let y'all have discourse, but we done went way off topic. You know what I'm saying?
I just
We
thought I mentioned it.
got to get back on track real quick. Let me pay some bills. Crusader Nation in the building, man. Chat going crazy already, man. Make sure y'all tap that like button if y'all ain't tapped it already. I'm hearing that the discrepancy is disrespectful. Come on, man. Y'all know how we give it up over here. Marcus the fireball, man. Y'all got my boy Ali on the panel. Oh snap. Yeah, man. That's gonna be one of the ones for sure. I got some questions that's going. Yeah, Marcus begin with the fireball. And hello to everyone. Appreciate you, big dog. You already know it's love, man. Ricky in the building. Women give that box up without marriage. Need I say more in terms of the question? Who has the highest standards? Salute to my dog Ricky in the building. L Boogie with the 10-ball Patreon membership just renewed today. Looking forward to getting my money's worth for another 365. Love y'all. Keep the good stuff coming. Pause. Women have the high standards. Men stick to their standards better. Damn, that's a hell of a point. That's a hell of a point. I'm gonna give that some thought. Appreciate you, big dog. Daryl in the building with the 20 ball. Salute to the Crusaders, man. Y'all know what time it is. Leaves in the chat, man. Appreciate everybody for pulling up with us. Y'all already know how we give it up, man, on Wednesdays. It's gonna be one of them ones, man. Appreciate you, Daryl. Marcus the fireball. Damn, the fellas are in the kitchen. Yeah, man. We trying. They trying to put up a fight. But I told Kayla for this show, I said, we're gonna break this sister code in one way or another tonight. Somebody gonna come on. Somebody gonna convert.
Okay.
Somebody's gonna convert. But you know.
We'll see about
it. Yeah, forever you're up to 20 ball. Everyone on the panel looking amazing. Thank you for the eye candy Wednesdays. Appreciate you, bro, with the 20 ball. Make sure I give them this just due for the 20 ball. Appreciate you, big dog. Ricky, again, it's never anyone on the panel. Y'all know the rules for Wednesdays.
Can't stay away, huh?
Never. Salute to my dog, man. L with 2 P's waving across the chat. Hey, Ricky. Salute to L, man. Appreciate it. Empress to 10 ball. Great topic. Shout out to all the fresh haircuts. I see y'all. The ladies looking lovely. B Taylor on a gym game. Keep it up, sis. Much love and respect to the panel. Appreciate you, man. You know it's love, man. Appreciate it. Tell you with the 10 ball. Ladies, y'all missed the point. Just because a man F's you doesn't mean he F's with you. Sex versus relationships and marriage. That is a fact. I ain't even get to get my answer, man, before we move on to the next question. And I feel like, let me not say I feel, because that's kind of taboo in this space. I think, or I surmise, that men have the high standards, and this is why. Because our standards are stationary, that's why we have the high standards. And see, women, you may get a certain set of standards from her on Monday, and that set of standards may look different from the set of standards on Friday. And that right there, because it's so many, I feel like it's kind of, I don't feel like many of them are concrete. So I can't really count them the same way I would a man. See, if a man give you a set of standards in terms of non-negotiables, in terms of, hey, I'm not dating a woman if she got this. It ain't no exceptions to that. I'm not dating her if she's X, Y, Z. But with women, a lot of times it's wiggle room in there. It's wiggle room, depending on the status, depending on his money, you know what I'm saying? Depending on, what stage she in her life, you know what I'm saying? It's wiggle room. Men don't have wiggle room in terms of our standards. So because of that, our standards are a lot higher to climb, in my personal opinion. But we gonna move this thing right along, man. Next question is, man, make sure y'all tap that like button. I think Kayla alluded to this. She said that a lot of men, especially in the manosphere, feel like women have unrealistic expectations. So we're gonna get into it. Are women's expectations in a man unrealistic? We're gonna start with you, bro.
You start with me. Oh, ill.
Yeah, which one you talking about?
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
All right, well, I think it's definitely I think the women definitely have unrealistic expectations because it's always coming down to money. I feel like it's kind of easier to attain a character change or a perspective change. That's really what men really require. We really just want you to look at something a little differently. That don't require a lot of effort. It may require some discipline, but don't require too much of yourself. You can really you can really be, it's free of charge. It's just a perspective change. Women want men to become a whole nother financial monster, regardless of the statistics, regardless of the wealth gap, regardless of any concrete data. You have to become this 6-figure, ambitious Christian former thug who got a 800 credit score, who love the Lord, who gives to the homeless, tatted up and to blow her back out every night. Like some unrealistic creation in a laboratory. Men just want you to just, hey, baby, like I said in that video, don't wear that. Just don't say that. Oh, don't embarrass me in here. Please, just stuff like that. And that seems to be very hard for women, but they can't fathom why you can't get 100,000 by Thursday. So I think women definitely in a whole nother world.
Ms. B. Taylor, are women's expectations in a man realistic or not?
At first, I'm not gonna play nice. Okay. No. I think that their expectations can be realistic. I think men are complaining because they can't. Why is it that, and I'm gonna speak specifically to the Black community, why is it that Black women are asked to be in poverty? Why is it that it's our responsibility to build y'all men up, to close the poverty gap? Like, y'all need us to help build wealth. Y'all can't build it on y'all own. So we tired of struggling with y'all. We tired of putting our children in the hood because that's all you can afford, and y'all can't level up to shit. So women are saying, no, I'm tired of fucking struggling with your broke ass.
Oh, hold
So
on.
level
I'm
is
sorry,
going.
I'm sorry.
Hold on. Don't interrupt me.
Hold on. You gotta let her finish.
I'm not done talking. Thank you.
Go
You
ahead.
can talk after. We're done. We tired of it, and it's okay. They want a softer life. They can have a softer life. If they want to level the fuck up, let them level up. And if it ain't gonna be with no Black men, go get a different man from a different race. At this point, fuck it. That's all I gotta say.
Can I please say something to that, please? And I ain't got to talk for a minute. Just please let me respond to this.
Go ahead.
First of all, look how you talking. I ain't use no profanity. I'm just talking. The fact that you even discussing this matter with that type of tone says a lot about that.
I don't care.
Hold on. We know you don't care.
Okay.
So hold on. Let me
Let him finish.
You just made my point so clear. It's hilarious. Because you ain't mentioned nothing about no character. You ain't mentioned nothing about no standard. You ain't mentioned nothing about nothing but money. And that's your problem, because you keep talking about money, but then you end up with men with money who just look at you as another number. So you don't make, hold on. So you don't make no sense. Nobody, no man never, ain't nobody even bring up nothing about no money. All you talking about is money.
Why you feel like
that
I'm talking
has nothing.
to you?
And another thing, first of all, why do we have to talk in such extremes? Why is it either he's a baller or I'm in the ghetto, as if there's no
That's
middle
what we
ground?
do here. Hold on. That's
on.
what we do here.
No tact,
It's
no
either
tact,
the 98.
no tact.
It's either the 98.
They talking to each other. They talking.
One at a time.
Why is he talking to me? I didn't have to say nothing that you had to say. Why are you so triggered?
So
Why,
what? I'm a
boo
black
boo?
man.
Why are you so triggered? You're so triggered by me saying what I want to say. If that's what I want to say, let me
it just was
say it.
classless.
If I want to curse, let me curse. You're
that's
not.
cool.
You don't
and that's
control
cool.
nothing.
And that's
you don't pay no bills over here. You don't do nothing for me in my life to tell me how to talk. You're not gonna tell me how to talk.
You can
I can
talk how you want to talk.
I want to
Can I
talk.
ask a
That's
question?
great, but you just
Can I
proved
ask
our
a
point
question?
that
I
we're
don't
more about
care.
character and you're
Your
about
point
money.
means nothing.
Can I ask
You don't
one
have
question?
no. It ain't. You can go to school. You can't buy class.
Trail, can I
You
ask a
can't buy
question before
class.
you go on? Trail,
Go ahead, Queen.
I just want to ask a question before you. I think you were going to OT.
Okay, yeah.
Philosophical. I have
Go
a
ahead.
question for you,
Mm.
if you're open.
Of course.
Okay. Was it something that she said that triggered you in her
Of course.
response?
I mean, the fact that just the whole tone of the conversation ain't about me. I don't care. I'm gonna do me regardless. But I feel like we're up here. We represent a demographic. It's not just about me. That's why when I'm talking to y'all, regardless of how I personally feel, I'm not going to just say anything because I'm still talking to an aspect of my mother, an aspect of my sister, an aspect of my daughter. Regardless of how I feel about your view, you're still a black woman. So I'm not going to just say, well, these fucking bitches don't fucking get it. So the fact that you just came on here and just totally just disregarded that, it just spoke to why men are doing what they doing, because you don't have to pick every individual man to give respect. That's free. I don't have to like every woman. I don't gotta like everything you stand for. But when I address women, I can get my point across and get my view across without speaking like disrespectful, like I'm talking down on
Well,
somebody.
you
Hold
can find
on,
it
hold on. She asked me a
disrespectful, but I
question.
wasn't talking
Yeah.
to you. And if I wanted
It
to say
don't
it
matter.
in that moment how I wanted to say
We
it,
heard
I
you,
can say it
sweetheart. The
like
whole
that.
world's seen it. So you can
Hey,
say what you
Trill,
want to say.
Okay, and I
It's
don't
forever.
care. I
can
don't
I ask
care.
you a question
I
for
don't
asking
care.
philosophical question?
Go ahead, Ali.
Should women stay on more code to support what she just did to him? If we're talking about a woman's expectation, are women's expectations in a man realistic? Is that what a man would want? And so when we're asking, are women's expectations in a man realistic? Is that the type of woman that a man that has $100,000, tall, and wants a feminine, cooperative woman? Is that what kind of woman that he would
Are
want?
y'all
Wait, hold on.
Are
What
y'all
did
those
she
men?
hold on, B. Taylor. What did she do to him?
No. She didn't do nothing to him.
What did she do to him? You just said what she did to him. What did she do to
The
him?
way she so in most cultures, in white, Arab, Asian cultures, if a woman spoke like that, she'd already get removed from the table. It's our
Okay,
culture.
but that's not where we're at.
I didn't finish.
It's
I was
obvious where
talking.
we
You
at.
asked me
That's
a
why we
question.
understand them, 'cause
You
we
asked
ain't
me a
got together.
question. We are the only race where the women try to coach their man how to talk to them while they disrespect them without the man having to say anything. Other women don't get on panels. You don't see Asian women do this, Arab women do this. No other race of women disrespects their men to their face or speaks in the manner they speak. They were removed from the table.
So
That's
I
what I'm
personally
saying.
disrespected y'all by
You
talking about money.
disrespected black men by talking
No,
about
I've
I
heard
disrespect.
Kevin Samuel say
Hold on.
worse
I didn't
things to
finish.
women. I don't want to
do
hear
with
it.
that.
I didn't
Right.
finish.
Like
I
y'all
didn't.
laugh at women the
Telling
way
women
y'all
that
talk
they are
about all
fat
the
and
time.
ugly
All
and
right.
not
Like,
All right.
eligible. Like
men
We
gotta
never
fight
said they
about
was
money.
ugly. Y'all too smart for
If
this.
I disrespect Kayla, I disrespect all the women on the panel.
Nobody
That's just being
targeted anybody personally.
You
I'm
you
said
would
talking
black
about
men. Y'all
she was
niggas.
overall.
speaking
Y'all
at
niggas
Nobody
large.
ain't shit.
Taylor,
Like,
B.
come
Taylor,
on, man.
wait.
this.
I think what we do here on the cruise season, he gives all of us an opportunity to speak freely. And I think that's where we're missing, y'all, whether we agree or not. Until somebody comes at you personally and there's a lot of stuff I hear that I don't agree with.
SB when it said that.
But we all have an opinion, y'all. Remember where we
No,
are.
y'all staying on
Hold
code of
on, wait a
Don't
disrespecting
matter.
minute.
black
Y'all don't
men.
forget it.
Remember
No,
where we
you want to get
are.
the last word. Y'all want to get the last
No,
word. The
I
brother,
don't care about the last word.
Trill, this is his panel, right? But in real life, man building the roads, the
That's not what we're
infrastructure.
talking
Hold on,
about.
I'm
Don't
talking
We're
matter.
now,
It's
trying
right?
all
to get the
relative.
show back on
No,
point.
my point is that y'all want to have the last word instead
I
of
don't know
letting the
about
man
all
who's
that.
supposed to be
I'm
in
just trying
leadership
to
have
have
the
a
last word.
healthy
It was her.
conversation.
It was
Before
her
that,
All right.
turn.
All right.
no,
Hold on.
Then
Wait. Because we're getting off track. Getting off track again.
Yeah.
I'm trying to let y'all have the back and forth, but then when we start going in circles, that's when we got to reel it in. So we're gonna come to O on the realistic, like all women's expectations, realistic. Oh, what's your thoughts on that, man?
I don't want to pass it for right now, if that's okay.
It ain't okay,
Come
but
back.
I'm allow it.
Circle back to your boy.
Ronan, all women's expectations unrealistic.
Well, I can answer that. In many cases, yes. The thing is, like, it goes back to the standards, which I said crimes of personal preference. If that individual fits a certain need or utility, most will go along until he's useless. Phone guy, emotional tampon guy. Depends on the individual, but I mean, there's some women who actually have some standards, but not many. Those are the ones get clowned, called pick-me's, and all kind of goofy stuff. But when it comes to men, like I said, if he's looking to establish himself, if he's looking to have a relationship or family, first of all, he has to have a relationship with himself, stand within his parameters. Because if he doesn't stand up to his standard, how can anybody respect him? How can anybody sit there and love him if he's just allowing everybody to run him ragged out of his comfort zone? But if he does bring someone to a relationship, he considers the people in his circle as far as protection, provision, problem solving, procreation, those elements. That's why most guys have realistic standards, not these handsome holocausts who want this Instagram model who only had 1 or 2 bodies. But those are a select few. But for the most part, men tend to have more realistic standards because, again, if anything fails, it's on him. It's on his watch. So I'm going to pass that to Lucky or OT.
Go ahead, Luck. Women's expectations of a man realistic in this era, or are they a bit overboard?
Hold on.
Shit, she probably don't want to be attacked. Go ahead, look.
Okay, run it by me one more time.
I said, are women's expectations in a man realistic, or are they a bit overboard?
I think they're overboard based on the society we live in now. You know what I'm saying? I think we have women who generally can't get certain things, but they are told you are a 10, you are these things regardless. Don't let nobody tell you not this. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing to encourage or uplift women, but if you're uplifting them with lies, it also creates a sense of delusion that they can expect things. Like, didn't we just have the video where the girl thought she was a pretty girl because she had eyelashes and everything on? So with that mindset, I wonder what her expectations are if just by looking at herself, she thinks she's up here. Already your expectations are delusional because you don't even understand, have a clear assessment of who you really are. So I think that's the part of delusion, is because we are taught to be delusional on how to get through things in life instead of how to deal with reality the way it is. So I would say our expectations don't match up. Men are a little bit taught, they can't even cry. They're taught to do this, you know what I'm saying, a different way. So they have to deal with reality regardless of, nobody is teaching them how to be delusional. You're a prince regardless. You deserve prince treatment regardless. That's not how it goes. We're taught that to little girls on how to deal with reality. So I think based on how we're taught, we deal with things in a delusional aspect. Even in marriages, we think we're not assessing, I'm 64 years old, about to divorce this man based on this, because I can get another one. And then you out there and then the other one is so far in between, and you have to deal with reality. And instead of you dealing with reality, you're making excuses as to why you're not getting the results because you've been lied to most of your life. So I'm gonna say women.
Right. Oh, you cannot duck any longer, man. Are women's expectations realistic, or are they a bit overboard, in your opinion?
Women's expectations have always been overboard. And even this is pre-social media. If you think about like all the little Disney movies, like women being catered to, women being told they're princesses and queens and they can do no wrong. Today, you can't tell a woman how to dress. You can't tell them how to talk to you. Like women say they want structure, but then run across a man that's trying to provide some structure, then you want to talk back to him or tell him what he can't do. You can't tell him what to do and all that stuff. So then you got guys like the passport bros who go overseas, and then now you mad at a man that you didn't even want in the first place. Nobody on the panel, but women be mad when men go overseas to get those type of women that's gonna listen to them. So women's standards been too high, and women's standards go by their feelings based off how they feel. It's just it's always like you gotta, I don't know, you gotta keep doing something to prove, unless or otherwise she out the door. You know what I'm saying? If you lose your job, like, will you stay? Like, really, will you stay around or will you leave? If I get sick, will you stay or will you leave? Like, a lot of men have seen cases where they got sick, got cancer or something, women dip. Now I know it happens on both sides, but I'm just right now speaking from the man side. that it happens. Men have seen it. Men have been taken advantage of. You know what I'm saying? They've have 3-4 kids. Women just up and leave. Men in the military get taken advantage of. I know several cats. After X amount of years, they entitled to half your pension, half everything, like a lot of stuff. So, you know, women is it comes to a point where women kind of feel like they have a safety net, and for the most part, as long as they cry and being emotional, they can get out of situations and get around situations and get people to believe them. And I don't know, it's just a lot of things that women have on their side that they play to their advantage. And, you know, they also increase that with expectations. So, yeah.
Hold on, Ronald. We're gonna let Kayla dive in here first, and then we come right to your response. Kayla, are y'all's expectations?
We can go to Ronan.
Oh, you don't want to get?
Oh,
everybody ducking the question today. What's going
Ron
on?
already went. You already went anyway, didn't you?
No, I just want to ask.
The women can't give their opinions
Go.
without being attacked.
No, I'm just recovering from what just transpired. Go ahead, Ronan.
No, I was just referring to what OT was saying. It's the 144 labors of Todd. So he's got to do all these extracurricular things just to get a hint of acknowledgement. And in this society, you're definitely right. You can have a chick who's built like a propane tank and demand she has a guy who's 6 foot, 6 figures, all these extracurricular things. And if you tell her to be realistic, it's called bashing or whatnot. Or they stay in their little fishbowl, which is fishbowl filibustering. Like me and my friends with that stale air of her mentality, thinking like no one is like she's above reproach. But hey, what do I know? I've said this once or twice, but hey.
All right. SB.
What's the question?
Say, are women's expectations in a man realistic, or are they a bit overboard?
They are a bit overboard. And that's probably because a lot of women don't kind of treat men like they're robots. They really don't have any feelings. They're responsible for everything. And when they don't produce everything, then they're no good. We don't respect them. A lot of us haven't seen examples of good men. They're very much overboard. And we just think that men are robots. It's just, you do it. That's what you're supposed to do. Kind of like that's what we talk. That's kind of how we talk to them, actually.
Damn. Miss Queen. Are women's expectations in a man realistic, in your opinion? Are they a bit overboard?
Some women, not all women. I'm not going to put all women and lump all women in one bucket. That's unreal. That's just asinine to take a whole group of a species and say, yes, they are. Some are, absolutely. And I believe some are, not because they haven't seen good examples of men. I think there's some women that have unrealistic expectations that come from perfectly healthy homes. I think when you start moving into egocentric behavior, a lack of self-awareness, over coddling by your parents, grandma, uncle, whoever. So a lot of it has nothing to do with her having an example of a man or not. Some people are just too into themselves. They're selfish, right? So some women absolutely have unrealistic expectations of men. The why behind it, a lot of ego, not caring about other people. It don't even have to go with my daddy, how I was raised, because after a certain point, shit, we all adults, right from wrong, no matter what you've been through. Come on, let's keep it a buck. We grown, right? Over the age of 25, 30, right from wrong. So yes, absolutely, some women, but not all.
Ali, are they realistic expectations, man?
Not at all, because it don't even matter about the guy. So most women, modern women, are career driven. They care about a degree. They care about being a boss. They have no clue about what that man they wants from them. So a lot of women will get in positions, getting about 30 years old, and completely compromise themselves with other men and expect the man to save them when they got their body count is high. They got a bunch of babies and baby daddies, and they expect that man that they have expectations for to save them. And more importantly, when they want tall men, 14% of men are over 6 feet tall. 21% of men make $100,000 or higher. So they've completely weeded themselves out from other men anyways. But are you even what that man wants? Are you even capable of giving that man what he wants? He wants a feminine, cooperative woman who's a good woman to society, who could be a good wife and a great mother. He wants a family woman. He doesn't want a bad bee or a career driven woman who has no absolutely anything, knows how to be a woman or has to be a family woman.
Hey, Trill, can I add to what he just said real quick?
Sure.
He made an excellent point. And another thing with those women, I realized that they don't respect a man's mind. So regardless of what we say, regardless of what data we present, they say all y'all want to do is have sex. So they be in the gym all the time trying to get their body right because they think if I'm sexy enough, I can get a dude who's getting money to give me some or give some of that resource to me. They don't respect nothing about a man but our sexual desires. So that's why they try to fix and focus on their sexuality and how good they can look and think that's enough to sway a man, because regardless of what we say about character, they really just don't believe us. So they really just try to come at us like a hoe would, regardless of their background, regardless of their upbringing. They just try to approach us as a trick and a hoe. So they feel like, yeah, hey, I'm sexy enough, so I should be able to get this from a dude. They really don't, they're not really relying on our character, our ability to recognize character. They're just relying on our sexual desire.
Right.
All right, Kayla, did you want to close it out? Or?
Yeah, I'll close it out.
Right.
I agree with Sheba. There's no all to anything. Obviously, we know. But per my observation, now what we see on YouTube and what we see on social media, that's like partially not real to me, right? So I'm saying per my observation, the women that I know in my life, girls that I work with at my job, people that I be around, things of this nature, I would say, yeah, I would say their expectations are realistic. Majority of them have settled with regular guys, the average guys. You know, some are doing more well than others, but I think the biggest thing when it comes to women's expectations, we're having such a debate about money and character and all these things. But the one thing that I am hearing, and I just was on a call when this show started with a friend, is one thing that she really, the expectation that she has, that she continuously gets let down with when it comes to men, is that they be lying. That's all they do is lie. So we talked about when Sheba said the selfishness, that's not just a woman thing, that's a man thing. Men will finesse their way into whatever the fuck they can. And there's a lot of lies that are told to women. And then when we talk about the good guys, we talked about this often. We said that those are low in numbers. So for a woman to have an expectation of a good guy, I mean, that's what a lot of women want. And I'd say that that's realistic. But looking at the pond of liars and manipulators, and then looking at the good ones that are in the pond, I don't even know if that's realistic. You really gotta see out here, right? To get, I'm just saying, because there's literally, it's the truth. Okay, so overall, I think that women's expectations are realistic. For you to be honest about your interest in me, for you to be honest about what you're saying that you want from me, why are you in my space? Why are you here? And be honest about why are you here? Y'all can say whatever y'all want on the panel. Oh, Trills, those videos going viral. Give women the choice. Give women choice if they want to participate. That's the lovely men of this panel. But if we look at the majority, men be out here lying and doing a lot of disrespectful things to women. And so the pool is tainted for sure. But I do think that by and large, women's expectations are realistic. Most women know they're not getting a baller, an NBA player. Most women know they're not getting that. They just want you to be decent. So, yeah, that's what I think.
So can I ask a question?
Hold on, what? Save that question, because SB, I know how your questions do. Your questions gonna put us off about 30 minutes. I want you to write that down while we pay these bills, because you be asking questions, that's gonna start a whole new argument. And the whole time, let me pay these bills, and then we gonna get right back to SB. First and foremost, Nick in the building with the 50 ball. Appreciate you, big dog. You say, let's go, fellas, hold it down. Salute, look, man, we trying. He's in the hard here. I told Carla we're gonna convert somebody tonight, and I feel like I'm close. It might be B. Taylor, but we're gonna see. Money 1322 with the Fireball crew forever, but y'all know why I'm here. Shout out to Lucky. Lucky fan club don't be playing in here, boy. I ain't gonna lie
Who
to
is
you.
it? Marcus?
Money
Money
1322.
and Marcus. She got Eminem.
Telling you, boy, they be on Lucky Jacket. Spencer Campbell with the Fireball. The disrespect is real, and so are the likes. I agree with that wholeheartedly, man. Make sure y'all stop what y'all doing and hit the like button, because y'all know I will go to commercial. So y'all tap that like button, man. We appreciate everybody for pulling up with us on this glorious night. Appreciate you, Spence. Black Man Unfiltered Network. Salute to my dog, the Fireball. Shout out to the panel and the Standard SB Nation. That's facts, man. Appreciate you, bro. Matthew with the Fireball. Fine as B Taylor back in the building. Glad to see Mr. Ali on the show. Let's get it. Appreciate you, Matt. 67 Big Mel. That's family in the building right there. Say been waiting to see y'all show all week. I got here late. Much love, man. Look here, man. Better late than never, big dog. I appreciate you pulling up on us. You already know. The mediocre tutorials and reviews in the building, man. Salute to my dog. Tap in with us, man. Just came to show love. So let her keep going. I need some more reaction content. Again, man, salute to my dog, man. If y'all ain't tapped in with bro, what the hell are y'all doing? Make sure y'all subscribe. Appreciate you, bro. Prime VA 757 to Fireball. Every group of women helps that man build. Y'all complain about doing bare minimum. Other races aren't rich either. Boy, Darren in the building to 10 ball. Shout out to MTR in the building. Facts, man. Salute to my dog. Appreciate you, Daryl. Mosaic. TJ with the Fireball. Lucky, didn't we just talk about expectations?
Yes,
Yeah,
we
man.
did.
Expectations will get you in some trouble. That's a fact. Ray Alexander with Fireball. Just say no to struggle love. Underachieving men will not obtain the most desirable women. Men have to achieve and accomplish in order to lead. I agree with that. I agree with that 100%. Daryl with the Fireball. Not y'all trying to police B. Taylor. Shaking my head. Pathetic.
It's always a panda, bro.
Y'all fellas, stop trying to police B. Taylor, man.
Come on, Daryl.
Let B. Taylor get in her bag. Don't do that. Lady Gemini, 2-bar respect. Appreciate you tapping in with us, man. You know it's love already. Money 1322. The Fireball is sassy in this MF. Women got different standards depending on how she feels about said man. I agree. I said as much. V with the 10 ball. All this man is saying is be respectful when communicating with one another on what your opinion is. It's not all a bad request or an attack on a person, but help on how you are seen to those who watch you.
Bingo.
To be. Appreciate you. Marcus the Fireball. Thank you, Lucky, with the hand claps, man. Appreciate
There
you,
you
Marcus.
go, Sheba.
What's the other one name? Marcus and Money?
Money.
Yeah, Money
Yeah.
1322.
Money Marcus.
Oh, say boy, Lucky fan club don't play no games. Matthew with the Fireball agreed. Lucky, the average woman who's a 5 has higher expectations than the average man that's a 5. Social media has made things 10 times worse. There's definitely some truth to that for sure. Kobe, born with the Fireball. I'm a 22-year-old man, and I've noticed, regardless of age and gender, in black dating world, is that everyone is yelling demands and not listening. Okay, man, that's definitely a barrier within the communication. That's for sure. Accountability partner, that's family in the building, the Fireball. To understand SB context about the Slurpee and salad toss, go back 2 weeks ago at the 1 hour, 50-minute mark. Don't forget to hit the like button. Good convo every week. Appreciate it, fam.
I think we understood her context, but when she mentioned women up here, it was like she was grouping us as whores. And so we spoke up. We understand completely.
Whores. Oh, wow.
All right, Dorby with the 10 ball. I agree, Ali. My boy Ali must have been cooking at the time, man. Appreciate you, bro. L with the 10 ball. Expectations across the board seem based in traditional values, although that lifestyle is becoming obsolete. Focus on necessities for us to grow as a unit, not just what you want and or need. That goes for men and women. Appreciate you, L Boogie. All right, man. That's all for now, man. We're gonna get to the rest of y'all in a few. Before we get to SB's question, make sure that y'all hit that like button, man. We appreciate everybody for pulling up on us. Crusader Nation is deep in the building. The chat moving at a crazy pace. So that means the conversation is good, man. I appreciate y'all. Go ahead, SB. You had a question for us.
Well, I do have a question, but I want to add something. I would never disrespect another woman calling her a whore. So I wouldn't do that. The question though, Kayla, it was for you. I wanted to ask, when you say social media, it's not real, are you talking about like dating sites?
No, I was talking about the facade of social media in general.
Oh, okay. I thought, okay, got it.
Can I say something? Trill. It's to Kayla too, respectfully, Kayla. No disrespect. But can we agree? I want to set one standard first. Can we say that when a man truly loves a woman, he's willing to take care of her for life and build with her for life? Can we say that? Would y'all agree on the panel that when a man truly loves you? And then would we agree that if a woman, most men, you would say that, right? But when a woman truly loves you, she's loyal to you, right? And she allows you to be honest and not to disrespect you or belittle your intelligence and be able to tell you everything. Correct? Would we say that you be loyal to a man you love? If a woman truly
most women
loves him, it would. Okay, so you said that men lie, right? Would we agree? Brothers on the panel more so than women. Women know too, but women stay on code. When brothers tell you the truth, you get triggered. You act like you gaslighted. You'll call us misogynistic. You'll call us narcissist, and you'll call us toxic masculinity. And right after that, just like what happened when the brother was communicating what he was saying about a lady, you'll say that he hates women immediately, or he has a problem with a woman, or that's the narrative that's painted. So with that being said, when y'all do tell us the truth and let us choose, you will choose, but you will choose the guy that lies to you.
So what I will say about that is that, one, the dynamics in a romantic situation and a non-romantic situation are different, i.e. the panel versus a relationship. Two, I genuinely think that most women go into it being honest, and that's what I'm talking about. I'm not speaking about if you knew what you knew. And I don't think that most women have an issue with the truth. I think that you guys use that as like a play to saying like, I'm going to be honest with you, right? But if a woman is not comfortable with whatever it is that you shared in your honesty, that doesn't mean that she's not, that could mean she's not cooperative to whatever the honesty is. And that has to be okay with men, that you can be honest. And if she's not on that page, leave her alone. If you're saying, she wants something serious, but you just want to be casual, and instead of being a liar and acting like you want something serious too, you be honest with her, knowing that could mean the end of dealing with her. But a lot of men don't do that. That was my point.
No, that wasn't no, I just explained it to you. If a brother truly loves you and values you, he's going to tell you the truth.
Right, but we weren't talking about that. I'm talking about in dating. You don't truly love or value anybody. You're dating. You're getting we haven't got to the relationship place where we're value, love, and do all.
Oh, we're not there. You're literally controlling the narrative. We're talking about if I was dating you, if I'm dating you. No, you are right. You're making up in your mind. Right. But
no, I brought it up on the panel. I made that point.
But you're creating a narrative that doesn't. I'm telling about a man telling you the truth. He's telling you the complete truth. If he tells you,
and if she isn't on,
if he tells you the truth, you'll go to the guy that lies. And then after he lies to you, you said they're no good men because you won't stay with a guy that told you the truth.
So if a guy is cheating and he tells you the truth,
yeah,
you should stay.
You keep saying that he's not cheating if he's telling you the truth.
So
that's and to add to it, you were just talking about a man will sleep with anybody have STDs, correct? Who will have a better chance of giving you STD? A man who can't sleep with anybody or a man who can sleep with everybody? Y'all typically want the community D, so you got to throw that STD thing away. Y'all typically want the man that a lot of women.
Some women like that. Some women like that. But that's not what the statistics say, doll. If you look at the statistics for Black women and Black people in America, most Black people in America are married to someone from their same social economic class, usually from their exact same city. So y'all love to use these extremes of these certain women that date a 1%, 5% of men, and talking about that category of people versus talking about people majority at large, which are living middle class, both people working, and that's how it works around majority of this bitch. That's how it works. Y'all love to talk about the IG model with the basketball player, but that's not what I was speaking about.
Yeah, what honestly, what is she talking about? That has nothing to do with what I just said.
You were
All right,
talking.
all right,
You
all right.
can't-
Hold on,
you
wait, wait,
can't-
wait,
you're not
wait, wait,
listening,
wait.
so you
Hold
wouldn't
on.
know.
Let's. I tried to allow it. It got to going in circles again. Like I say, I'm gonna let y'all have y'all back and forth. It's just the thing about cruise season, right? Is that I encourage the back and forth because sometimes that's necessary, dialogue that just needs to be had, right? But when we get to going in circles, that's when I gotta reel it in and we gotta keep it pushing on to the next subject. So that is exactly what we're gonna do. Next question is, because I asked y'all last time, do women have unrealistic expectations? Now let's get to the men. Do men have unrealistic expectations in this dating market? And Miss Queen,
Absolutely. I'm just one.
look, she couldn't wait to get out there. Miss Queen, we're gonna start with you.
Damn. Some, let me tell you, some in the most dysfunctional way. And some men, not all, expect a woman to roll over, lay down, and put up with just shit that's completely unrealistic. Shit they wouldn't even deal with. Some men, not all. You know what I'm saying? Hold me down.
That's my rider.
Yeah, just all kind of. And
She
I'm like,
rolled with me through 4 different hoes.
I try to have a very balanced conversation. Some,
No,
absolutely, but it depends. But women tend to open the gateway for that. In most cases, he don't walk in. He don't walk in expressing that necessarily off the jump verbally. But the more a woman tends to endure, he's like, okay, well, you didn't leave me last time. Last 3-4 times I cheated. What we doing? We always get back together. We always work this out. You see what I'm saying? This is what we do. What they say, what's understood don't need to be explained. So yes, some do have very unrealistic expectations, but most times the catalyst is the woman that have an appetite for long suffering.
Just real quick before we go to I just want to again remind Kayla. I said I was gonna convert somebody. We got Queen on the ropes. She close to coming on over. You know what I'm saying? Coming on over here with us. She close. You know what I'm saying? But we're gonna keep on working on her.
I shall not be moved just like a tree that's planted by yes.
Oh my God. Go ahead, Our men's expectations. Unrealistic.
I'm actually going to say a little bit. Yeah. I'm going to say yeah. Only because that, only because we feel that women will be who we think they'll be. And I say that because again, going back to women kind of be based off their feelings. And we know women can get emotional. It just takes the wrong argument at the wrong time. Now she calling you out your name, something she said she never do, but she'll go back to, well, I had a long day at work. It's around that time of the month, or you ain't gave me none in 2 days, or so. It's gonna fall back to something. Women dodge accountability all the time. And going back to what Ali said, I've said this many times on the podcast. It doesn't matter how you present something to a woman, the tone can be correct. It can be the right time. We can just have dinner. Like, it don't matter what it is. Men can set the scene. We've been hearing this shit for years. Let's try to understand it. The shit that y'all be talking about, the men that's trying to change, which is a lot of men, we really try to be calculated with our moves and how we deliver our message. And still, it doesn't matter how you deliver it, some kind of way, you're going to dodge it. It's going to come back to us. You're going to start crying or telling about what I didn't do yesterday or how I didn't kiss you on the forehead this morning. It's going to come back to something every time. So men definitely have a little bit unrealistic expectation when it comes to women, because women going to be who they're going to be. And we have to realize that women are not going to set, their standards going to go up, their standards going to go down. They want honesty, but they won't give you honesty either. So that's just, what it's going to be. So yeah, some men, yes.
All right. I gotta check your group chat, man. You supposed to stay on code, man. You messed it up. But no, it's all good.
Wow.
Check your group chat, bro. Check your group chat. B. Taylor, are men's expectations unrealistic?
Yeah, I think so. I think for some men, just like earlier, they think all they can bring is just money. That no, that's not going to make a relationship work. Then you have men that expect their wives to work, go 50-50, take care of the kids, take care of the home, clean up, and still be ready for intimacy at the end of the night, and think that that is, oh yeah, this is what she's supposed to do and be up for it. Like, no, you got to pull your weight too. If you're going 50-50, you got to go 50-50 on some of that labor and with the kids. And it's a lot of men who think, well, as soon as I make all this money, just shut up and be quiet. Don't say nothing and just give me peace. It's like, but you're being selfish, only thinking about yourself, only thinking that, okay, if I just throw you some money and tell you what to do all day, like a lap dog, that's supposed to be sustainable for the long run as well. That's why you see all these women that are leaving high, powerful men, because we know that it's not just about money. When we say money is one of the things, we're not saying that's the only thing. So maybe for men, they think that's all they got to bring. No, you got to bring character. You got to bring chemistry. And I think that a lot of men feel like they also deserve the top 10% of women, and they don't qualify. They financially don't qualify. They physically do not qualify. You get what is in your neighborhood and what's in your social group and around you, just like y'all want to tell women, but y'all think, oh, because I'm a man, like, no. So I think men do have unrealistic expectations. That's why they're trying to get women who are out of their league to lower their standards, because those are the women that they want. They don't want the women that's on their level. They want to aim high, and they don't qualify for those women. So what do? They shame those women for having high standards, because they think if we shame them enough, we can bring them down to our level where we have a chance with them and for them to settle with us.
All right, ill, man. I need to hear it. Are men's expectations unrealistic?
Yeah, men expectations could be real unrealistic because they really be listening to what these women talking about, and they really be thinking that what she say she want is what she want. So yeah, men definitely be tripping. You know what I'm saying? Like they really be sitting here listening to these women say, "Oh, you got to do this, you got to do that." When they look around every day and see women that switch up what they want every day, especially if he got money, he's going to get in there more often than not. You know what I'm saying? Like as far as what B Taylor said, what she said something about men just want a woman that's attractive. Unfortunately, wanting an attractive woman in the black community is going out. It has a price on it. See, they think because a man, we just want a woman that look good. It's not our fault that most women that's pretty are superficial and vain. You know what I'm saying? And other cultures, wanting a pretty woman is just normal. She don't have to be the best. She doesn't have to have the perfect body. But a woman that's fairly attractive should not be based on my credit score. So we get penalized for just wanting pretty girls. And that's going outside of our league in the black community. But I think men go wrong by trying to listen to every little meticulous thing a woman says she wants, because he'll do that and still get played. So I think that's where men's expectations go wrong, when they expect to really live up to what these women claim they want and they still get a pie in their face. So yeah, men definitely be having unrealistic expectations.
Well said. Look, man's expectations, are they unrealistic?
I'm gonna say, I'm speaking from limited. I'm gonna say on YouTube, how the conversations are directed is definitely unrealistic. But in the real world, I'm gonna say, based on, I've noticed, just as a personal thing to share, I've noticed once I stopped just entertaining people because I'm bored or certain things, that and I started for more quality, I would say men have realistic expectations. Most people just want to be compatible. You know what I'm saying? Most people are so worried about trying to just hurry up and be the right one, and I hope this person accept my presentation of myself and this and that and the other, that they forget to just be in a moment and be human. So I think that most people aren't understanding the qualities of being compatible, and what is, I always say, be likable. Like nobody wants to just be around somebody they don't like. Like that's really a thing. So marriage and all that don't mean nothing if you married to somebody you can't stand, or you just trying to stay married just to say you married. So I think the standards of men should be realistic based on what women are out here. You can't be in 2023 and you want a woman from your grandma's time, but you also aren't your grandfather. So I think it just depends. Like, men are on YouTube, how they're having a conversation is very slanted. You have men who don't even like women who are trying to talk about what women should be doing. So yeah, I think men definitely have unrealistic expectations, but the ones who genuinely understand what it takes and they want something serious, I don't think their expectations are slanted. It's just like why the passport bros conversation has such a disconnect is because I came in personally thinking we're talking about wives, but no, y'all just want submissive prostitutes. So it's like, if I can't really gather what makes sense, then it's just like you're just talking out your ass. But I think real men, not the N-word, I think men who want something of substance, who's tired of being out here, who probably, yeah, I have a baby mama or I have this, but I want something serious because it didn't work out. I don't think that their expectations are unrealistic. I think it's just time we kind of separate the men who on bullshit from the real men who actually want to be compatible. Then the same way, vice versa.
Well said. Well said, Ronan. All men's expectations unrealistic, man.
I say in regards to men, fuck no. And plus, we make the mistake of qualifying every dude under the guys as a male, as a man. Manhood is about evolution and taking into account of what brought him to that point, not just externally, but internally. He keeps things realistic, not just within himself, but around himself. He vets everybody, family, the women he lays with, or even the people he works with. Males, these tender dicks believe they can put a ring on a beautiful bum and find something respectable. There are guys who will live this lie thinking I can find a chick who's been ran through like yellow lights on the highway and think, she's going to be beneficial because he's looking at the external.
Ronan,
Men,
where you be getting this shit from?
I live every day. True.
He prepares.
Now the thing is, when you get out here and you see everything moving, you have that level of stability, balance, focus. That's why you protect your space like it's your last piece of real estate, especially your peace of mind. When you have a woman who respects you, love is secondary. You could feel anything kind of way, but when she respects you, she knows how to carry herself, not just in your presence, but outside of it. So when I say men, they are realistic. Tender dick males, fuck no.
Well said. SB. A man's expectations realistic.
There are some men that I'm learning actually want to have sex with women, but just want to bust them down. Then they want to turn around and ask them, what's your body count? That's very unrealistic. I think women need to preserve themselves, and the men that are not wanting anything of value from those women need to move on. They actually manipulate the whole situation. They manipulate these women to have sex with them, which I think is an awful thing. And I just think the women need to know, preserve your box. And if these men don't understand, then, and I don't care if you're a virgin, if you had a child, or what, I don't care what your body count is. If you're wanting to be a wife, things need to change. And a man should not hold it over your head that shame you actually for your previous life if you're now trying to do something different. So I think that is unrealistic to want sex and then turn around and ask the next woman, what's your body count?
I would agree with that 100%. Ali?
I agree with that.
All man's expectations unrealistic.
You surprised you agree with that, Kayla?
I think if we still hoping for women to come back to modern traditional women who still care about families and still care about the men and the women and how to conduct themselves to create healthy relationships and families, I think our expectations may be unrealistic in these times. But the funny thing to me is if we have conversations with these ladies about their intelligence, they would tell us they're extremely smart. If we ask them about their access to resources, they're probably established. And they'll tell you they're grown, whether they're 18 years old or 40 years old. If you try to give them any advice or any suggestion, those women will tell you they're grown. And you can't pay, and they're grown, they can pay their own bills and they're not going to take advice from us. But what's funny is when men egotistically, we even talk about trying to get a woman to submit and to do what he wants, we have to understand that no, you can't make a woman do nothing that she doesn't want to do. So I don't think it's unrealistic. I believe we treat women accordingly. If a woman puts herself in a lane where she's giving men access to her body, he treats her accordingly. If a woman gives access, if she leaves with her crown and she gives access only to herself only if she's looking for marriage, that's what's going to happen. So brothers understand that. All of us know that when we get behind these doors, you know what type of man or woman you are, and women know that I can't get you to do nothing you don't want to do unless you're exactly who you truly are. So it's not if we're getting more sex than marriages, we already know where we at, and the woman just have to admit that they're not who they are, and men are just treating you accordingly. If you're a wife, you're gonna be a wife. If you for the streets, you're gonna be for the streets.
Can I ask Ali a question?
You can ask me any question you like.
Okay. You said you can't get a woman to do what you want them to do. Do you think that getting somebody to do what you want them to do is gender specific, or that's just people? People do what they want to do.
People do what they want to do. So if I say I'm a good man and I've been raised to be a good man, or if I didn't know how to be a good man, I went to Trill, I went to OT, I went to El Sophical to realize how to be a patriarch or a great man. I'm going to make sure I get that understanding of what a man is, and I would hope a young lady would do the same. The difference is men go get the instruction. A lot of women aren't looking to be a good woman. So if we arrive at a place where we're supposed to solidify a relationship and she's unequipped, a lot of women don't go to get information from the man who tells them exactly what he needs, or from a matriarch, or from another woman. So I can't get you to do what you want. And I have to respect the fact if you're not able to do what I want, then I have to accept that. But it's not more so than what I want. It's more so us really establishing a relationship, a healthy relationship for each other, for a family to transpire.
So Ali, I agree with you, but I do know there's something called manipulation, and I do know that women fall in love and they actually believe what you all say. So this goes back to what Kayla was saying. There is a time. I'm not saying it's right at all, and a woman does have to account for what she does. But that's where you have to build the value back up into a woman, because we've lost it. We've been told that we are sexually liberated and we can do what we want, and that is that's the theme of today. So we got to get that out the way and let them know, no, that's not it. But they're confused about that and loving this man who said they love them, and should I have sex with him? And he's telling them, hey, I can't marry you and not have sex with you. They're actually believing what that man says. And either he waits them out, busts them down and leave, or what have you. So it is a real thing.
I have a question.
It's not a nice thing to do, but I agree with you. It's still, we need to take accountability. But that comes to building up the value of a woman and just saying, look, this is what you got to do.
Yes, ma'am. If I say I'm not going to marry a 500-pound woman, I'm not going to marry a 500-pound woman. So so when you say manipulate, the only way I can qualify manipulation is if a man gets a woman to commit to a marriage and he marries her and he quits on her. But prior to marriage, can a man BS a no BS woman? If you're really not about no BS, can I really manipulate you and BS you prior to marriage?
Absolutely.
If she truly, how can I BS you? Okay.
Because we believe in you. I'm gonna tell you why. You can present yourself as a leader, a man in authority. You can do all of that, especially if I'm broken or have been. I'm not, I didn't say women know everything. I tell you all the time that we don't. We look for you all to guide us, whether you believe it or not. I know it looks like we don't listen and all of that, but there are some women who realize they don't have it all together and they look for you all for guidance. But actually, the reality is some women actually look towards you as kings. I mean, it may not always come off that way, but a woman that's looking to be married, she may see you as perfect, and she's looking for you to say, I got you, I'm gonna marry you, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that. And she was gonna believe in you. And she may even think that, oh, marriage is gonna come next. And prior to that, she may say, okay, I'm gonna give myself to him because I believe what he's saying. But I also know that men, at least little thing can turn y'all completely off. Like I said, she might get drunk, fall off the toilet, and you be like, I was kind of liking her, but I ain't feeling her no more. But you hadn't stopped screwing her.
I think it comes.
But see, listen, I'm just saying, but you didn't, men sometimes won't even go to the woman and say, you know what? The woman that I adore and love, I'm going to make my wife. She would never get drunk and fall off the toilet. Y'all won't do that. Y'all just keep on going until you get tired of her and decide to move on. But you would never tell her that I don't want to marry you. So you may not call it manipulation, but I'm telling you, women, our box is definitely tied into our femininity and our emotions. It's very emotional for us to have sex with a man. A man having sex with us, oh, he's our husband already. You already know that. We loving him. So I just don't think we understand each other completely as men and women, and we kind of get it mixed up. That's what I mean by manipulation. I don't mean like you intentionally doing anything, like per se.
Respectfully, I don't. A man that don't want a man you don't want can manipulate you. And again, if the man gets access to you prior to a marriage, you wanted to have sex with that man instead of
Absolutely.
establish a relationship. I believe we keep giving excuses for women, and there's 1,000 excuses we can go through. Versus if a man is not established, if he can't take care of a family or himself, if he's a bum, if he's a deadbeat, we hold him accountable. If a woman gave a man access prior to getting married, and if we raised right now 10 on the panel, if we had a case study, or we came together to give young boys and girls instruction, we're going to tell that boy he has to be established before he can take care of a family. He has to take care of himself. And we'll tell that young lady, do not give no man access until there's marriage, until even your father meets you. And she don't have no father still. If we're going to say that some young ladies don't have a father, we would tell that young lady not to give no man access until a marriage is established. Is that correct or not?
Well, that's what we should be telling, and that's what I'm telling, but that hasn't been what the atmosphere has been telling. The atmosphere has been saying you're sexually liberated, you can do what you want. So now we got to reprogram women. I'm not saying that I understand exactly, and I agree what you're saying, but
Right,
we
but
got to change the mindset of the woman to understand that she needs to preserve herself, because I don't think that they believe that. They actually think that sex is a requirement in order for them to be married. And I'm not saying
my
that
last point, SB, my last point. If I want to be with you and I don't have the requirements to be with you, and typically it's resources and possibly my manhood, and you say I can't be with you, and you explain that to me, most brothers after that encounter are going to go get those things, unless they get the path of least resistance and they get women who give them sex. Same thing with you. If a woman meets me and let's say she gets burnt the first time, how many times does it become her bad decision making and then someone manipulating her? How many times do we qualify her being manipulated versus her continuously making bad decisions and not solidifying an honest relationship by not cheating her way to a marriage, not using sex or looks to get a marriage, more so make sure that man meets her demands or her standards?
No, I agree with you, but I'm just using the example that you gave to Kayla when you said that man truly loves you and he's honest with you. I'm using that example. I
I
still
did.
say
Right. So Kayla shouldn't give me access, right? No, I'm saying
no,
Kayla
no,
shouldn't
I
give me
agree
no
with
access
you.
to her, but we don't say that for us. Like there's no excuses for no women aren't coming to save no broke men, like to make excuses for us. No one's coming to save me or ill or trill if we're not established. The only women that deal with us, women deal with men based on conditional situations. If we don't have anything, ain't no woman dealing with us. But with you, if I'm in a relationship with someone and you do me wrong, Trill, and not y'all personally, but the brothers, there'll be 50 brothers ready to save you. So we have to be accountable. You don't have to be accountable. You have so much. Men will continuously come to save you. When does it become bad decision making versus being manipulated? You wanted to have sex with that man.
So
Only because I thought he was going to marry me. I'm not talking about, listen, I'm talking about a different woman. I'm not talking about the woman who's out here that just wants to have bust downs and do that. I'm not talking about her. I'm talking about the woman that wants to be married, that's having a different mindset about men and wanting to be married. I'm also talking about the woman who may build with you. I'm not talking about that one. I'm talking about we're in sync. We're moving towards being married. We're not walking down the aisle yet, but there is definitely a promise because we're on the same page. But then something happens and you change your mind. Yes, she should have waited till she actually said the nuptials, but say she didn't. I'm just saying sometimes men can do things, or a woman can do things. She still did something and it changed your mind. But instead of you telling her, I no longer want to marry you, y'all will continue on till you decide that, you know what, maybe I should move on. And she still needs to take responsibility for it because, we're saying preserve yourself. But there are different women out there. Everybody is not looking to gain or take from a man. There are some women that really want to build. And I would say that's a woman that wants to be married and wants to have a life with a man who knows what you represent and sees all that in you. There's different women out
Right.
there. Everybody's
But
not the same.
it's very odd to me that we can manipulate women and lay on their back, but we can't manipulate them to be wives. She
See,
wanted to lay on,
but I'm talking about the one that wants to be a wife, though.
and then she would be a wife before she has sex.
I agree.
All right, man. Real quick, man. We're gonna welcome the dean himself is in the building. Smooth, the legend, that's made an appearance on the panel tonight. You good, bro? Taking care of some business. Queen had a question.
Nah, I don't want to hold up the show.
Oh, it's all good. Kayla still hadn't even got to answer the question yet, man.
Oh, that's right.
Right. So I'm gonna go on and ask you, man. Do you feel like men's expectations are unrealistic today?
I would say a good majority. I do think that expectations are unrealistic for a lot of the reasons that SB just said when it comes to sex and like access to you. That expectation exists. That's just a fact. We can say whatever all the pleasantries on the panel about marry me first. We can say that, but we're talking about what's actually happening outside, and that is an expectation. So if the right thing to do is to wait until marriage, but men want a wife, they don't expect the woman that they're going to wife to be to not give it up during that time. That's an unrealistic expectation to me. And then to also have a low body count. But then, some of those things that were said earlier. I do think that there are certain men, though, that when you guys say that like men don't, I genuinely believe all people have to make concessions because there's just no perfect person. There's no person that's going to check every list on the box. So for you guys to say like, oh, women adjust things for certain people and try to act like men don't as well, that they don't make any concessions, I think that's very disingenuous because I believe everybody does. I don't believe men are like, these are my standards. You got to check all these boxes. And if you don't, I'm not dealing with you. That's absolutely not happening. So men are definitely making concessions with one or two things on that list, maybe 3, maybe 4. Certain men are making a lot of concessions based on how she looks. And while it's not right, that's what's actually happening, right? So I do think that women's wait, what?
Wait, pardon me. It's a man's expectations. Pardon me.
Okay, I was about to say that scrolling isn't correct. But I do think that some men's expectations are unrealistic. But there are others that do have their head on straight and understand which concessions they're willing to make and not make, and being compatible and finding the right partner versus feeling like somebody has to be perfect and lead up to all of these things. So yeah.
Should those concessions be valued? If Trill, me, Ilsophical, OT stayed on code and didn't deal with a woman if she was a virgin, if she had a high body count, if she dealt with multiple men and baby daddies, would y'all have a place to go? Would y'all have a place to strip? Would you have a place to be a prostitute? Would you have a place to be an OnlyFans? Would there be a IG model if we stayed on code and truly made you honor the fact that you're a woman? So we make exceptions. We try to be understanding. We try to be patient. We do still love you and make connections with you. If we didn't do all those things, you couldn't even connect to a man.
All right, man. I didn't get to get my opinion on it.
Drop.
I mean, hey, man, when you cooking,
I think we're just trying to move it on along, honey.
Yeah. Real quick, man. I think
my man made a very valid point. My bad, baby.
He did. Men definitely have unrealistic standards, man, and I'm gonna take it to another lane. I think a lot of men expect women to move and be satisfied with how we would move and be satisfied, especially speaking from an emotional perspective. Like you hear men all the time, like not prioritize emotional connection with a woman. A lot of them feel like, man, all I gotta do is bring this bag to the table, protect you, and that right there should be enough. And they expect women to be good with that, and they expect to be married for 30, 40, 50 years with just doing that. But the reality is that if you have no emotional connection with your woman, then the relationship will not last. And that's why a lot of them, get divorced and on paying alimony and child support and things of that nature because they didn't prioritize emotional connection enough. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that you should slack in the other areas at all. Hell no. It's your job to protect and provide, sure. But you have to multitask as well in terms of being on the same page with your woman so you can understand. Don't get me wrong. Women do complain a lot, but a lot. But when it's your woman,
right.
You got to be able to differentiate what's the normal nagging from what's, okay, this is serious. This is something I should be listening to. and that, you know, if I don't listen to this, then it could be detrimental to my relationship. But a lot of men don't make that distinction. They just put it all in the bag of white noise and she nagging, whatever. And then when that woman up and leave you one day, you like, well, where the hell did this come from? I'm doing everything that I'm supposed to be doing, but you're not. So I think men have to, you know, again, the same way that we want to be accepted for being men and being how we are, you got to accept women for the same thing. Men will admit that women are emotional in a heartbeat. Men will admit that women are, you know, emotionally or unstable, whatever the case may be. And then when they do those things, you crucify them for them instead of accounting for that, like a leader should. You see what I'm saying? So, yeah, that's why I would say that we unrealistic at, man. But only there. And I'm gonna keep it right there, man. Fellas, I'm still on cold. Gonna pay some bills real quick, man, and then we're gonna play this video that we've laid foundation for. Joel McCray with the 5-ball. If everyone lies, why not listen to their actions? They speak louder than words. That's a fact. Appreciate you, bro. Ricky Drummond with the 5-ball. Women always say there aren't many good men, but they aren't settling because they're waiting to own a good man. Make it make sense. I appreciate you, bro. Reed with the 5-ball. Kayla showing her bitterness. She said not all women and use men when calling them liars. All right, appreciate it, fam. The real Elise with the 5-ball. Salute to the crew and kings and queens. God bless my people. Appreciate you, fam. Elise in the building. That's family right there. Kendrick, 2-ball, B and Kayla are crazy. At least they don't hide it. Appreciate you, bro. Matthew with the 5-ball. Kayla, of course, most women are getting lied to because they're dealing with the same 20 fake ass guys in the city. Oh, have mercy. Appreciate it, bro. Real 83 with the 10-ball. Kayla with a 30,000. Y'all in that 30,000. Jesus Christ, man.
They won't let it go. I think they wanted it.
That 30,000, boy. Kayla, if I were you, I'd make some t-shirts.
Kayla out here burning through savings accounts.
That's a fact.
I am gonna make some t-shirts because they still mad about it. And
with K.
I'm gonna make some 30,000 on the back.
30,000, man.
That's gonna be our number.
Facts. Smooth from the building. God level. Salute to the crew, man. Again, make sure y'all tap that like button, man. Leaves in the chat, man. If y'all don't know what time it is, man, we about to get into the video. Appreciate everybody for turning up with us so far. It's about to go up a bit further. I have an inkling. But again, gonna keep it pushing. Ricky with the 2-ball. Ali, keep making them think. Appreciate you, Rick. Lawrence Triple with the 2-ball. Lucky.
Just so I got $2. Thank you.
Don't do that.
I love $2 bills.
I'm appreciative. He didn't have to say nothing. Thank you.
Facts.
There we go. See, y'all do got realistic expectations. There we go. Okay. JS, the listing agent with the 5-ball. Based on the words of some of the women on the panel, Austin looks smarter by the minute. Oh, he's talking about Austin Holloman in terms of getting his
sex tourism looks smarter. Okay.
All right, we go. Nigel with the 10-ball. If we're going to talk about the lies of men, you have to talk about the lies of women too, because if men lie and finesse, does that mean women don't?
No, that's not what that means. They're not mutually exclusive. They can both be a thing.
Okay, we have it. Appreciate you, Nigel. Congo, the 10-ball. He didn't even have a message. He just wanted to show love. Appreciate you, fam. Nah, Lottie back. Congo to 5-ball. Trill and Ali, yes, sir. SBU Live. Hope all is well. Congo, that's family, man. I appreciate you, bro. Black man with the 5-ball. Fellas, just do all the housework, take care of the kids, pay all the bills. Oh, and help out with bags to the Uber. Salute to Black man up filter, man. Marcus the 5-ball. Yo, bro, can you imagine if Ronan was a rapper? Man, Ronan might need to get in the studio, man. Because I'm sure he got bars written down somewhere. Appreciate it, fam. Ray with the 5-ball. Some men use a manipulative tactic called negging to devalue a woman's career, education, and enhance looks in order to lower her self-esteem.
It's a big thing in the UK, the negging.
Oh, have mercy. I didn't know that. That's my first time hearing that term. Appreciate it, fam. MDZ the 5-ball. I always enjoy the pandering and capping on crew season. I love it. Keep up the great work. Well, hey, look, man, we aim to please, big dog. I appreciate you pulling up. Showing love, man. Andre with the 10 ball. I think one of the issues is no one wants to date to have the conversation, to build a connection, to find a common ground. Ladies, preserve your box and maintain your standards. Expectations vary. Key emphasis on the preserve your box, man. Apparently, me and SB caught a bit of I don't even know what to call that, but caught something in regards to our opinion on that matter. But that's another conversation for another day. Uncle Luke, the fireball, a lot of things Jason Whitlock said about the black community is true. Matriarchy at its finest. Look here, Jason Whitlock. We ain't gonna even get started on that today. The AP, the fireball, great dialogue between SB and Ali. I know there weren't fireworks, but that was productive. I agree. I definitely agree. That's why I let it go on so long, man. We need that type of dialogue.
Sorry.
All right, it's all love. Derek with the 20 ball. Say, what's up, crew? Love the pod. Finally caught the live and not the playback. As a young 22-year-old who's on the right track, moves solidly and not sleeping around, it's genuinely hard to find quote-unquote attractive women with substance and morals. Kid, man, hey, man, it's tough. I ain't gonna lie to you, big dog. I appreciate you. PJ, Julie with the fireball, smooth and trill, charms for the team. Black on IG at PJ. Look, y'all boys are smart, man. So y'all need to start shouting out y'all Instagrams and the donations, man. Salute to PJ. I'm definitely open to it, big dog. I need VVS's, probably 5x3 on the farm. Cuban link, bust down, but we're gonna talk about that off
Yeah,
camera.
let's talk clarity too. When you
sorry. See, Kayla gonna be on the call too. Appreciate you, big dog.
Got you.
All right.
Kayla
Let's get to the video that everybody came.
Don't do it.
Y'all starting already?
Don't do it.
All right, man. So this was a video that we covered on the pod, man. But O was like, man, we need to break this down a bit further. So, I looked back at it. I thought it was a great idea. So we're going to go and play this, and then we're going to get a reaction. As a matter of fact, we coming right to ill, right out the gate.
Wait, did you say the issue? Did you say curated by OT? OT?
He did, man.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go on.
The men aren't the issue. The women are. I know a lot of women don't like to admit that or say it, but the women are. The women are the ones with the power. You can say no, but the women keep accepting the bare minimum. Men get whatever they want because we are so weak and lonely sometimes. I just have to be honest. If women changed what they accepted, the men would be forced to change because men will do whatever a woman wants. Women have the most power. Men are getting free vacations. Men are getting free sex. Men are getting girlfriend duties without having to commit. Men are going days without texting you, and the moment they text you actually respond. You guys are accepting anything, and they are just having a free-for-all. I'll be honest, if I was a man and it was just a free-for-all society and I could do whatever I want and I could still get you, why wouldn't I take it? Why would a man commit to you if he gets everything without having to commit to you? Why would he commit to you and say no to all these other girls when he gets you and every other girl in society? Because you are not making him commit to you before you give him the world. I was a girl that accepted the bare minimum for years. Last year was actually the first year I finally said, you know what, stop accepting it. And so now I kind of move differently. Like, I'll get to know you, and then if I see things, I'm like, nope, not gonna work. Women, you guys have the power to change. Stop accepting the bare minimum, and then the men will step it up. Love y'all. Bye.
Hey, Smooth.
Yeah.
Hey, Smooth, what's up?
What's cracking, y'all?
Where the puppies at?
Downstairs.
Oh, okay.
Smooth got a specially made hoodie. That one right there was hand sewn. It's going for $2,000.
By yours truly, yeah. By yours truly.
That's a 1-of-1, just so y'all know.
By yours truly. You know, Mom teaching me things. You hear me? Mom's teaching me things.
Well, I say, man, we say that to say, man, there's more merch coming soon. But for the merch that's already out, man, cruiseseason.com. Make sure y'all tap in, man. T-shirts, hoodies, beanies, all type of things. And there's more things on the way, man. Appreciate y'all tapping in with us. Ill, man. This young lady in this video said, if women step their standards up, then we'll get better men as a result. What's your thought process on that, bro?
I mean, she basically speaking from the perspective of it's women that do the same thing that she just talked about. Like, if you're in demand, whether you're a man or a woman, you have that type of ability. You can get men to chase you all day and never give them what they want. And if a man is appealing to women, depending on what she wants, he can do the same thing. I don't think that's a gender specific perspective. But I still feel like, according to women, they do have standards according to what we've been hearing all night. So it's like I don't know. She seemed like she comes from that who runs the world girls type of point of view, and it's like women do what they do depending on the type of how they feel about the guy. You know what I'm saying? It's like if she think he's lit, I got to see what type of dude she was talking about that she was doing all this for. She's selling it like it's a sob story, like she was with this mailman or something, and he was just, she probably was chasing a guy that a lot of women was attracted to, who had things going for herself, and she thought she was the exception to the rule that could probably change her or change him, and she was probably wrong. So it's like when people say stuff like that, it's like I got to see who you was dealing with. You know what I mean? That'll tell me how genuine your argument is. Because, if you was just dealing with a guy who just worked at Home Depot and you gave him a chance, even though you was, a model or making more than him, then, okay, she might have an argument. But when you really unpack the type of woman, what type of guys these women dealing with, it's the guys that they know that can get any girl that they want. And then they try to change this guy, try to convert him to just her. And then it's like, they come online and give these sob stories like, oh, don't give the man everything. What type of man is she talking about? Like, what type of man is she dealing with? And it's not, I'm pretty sure it's not the everyday guy. But it's some truth to what she's saying as far as, have a standard. But even if women had a standard, I think men are just always going to have an advantage because our value is not based on advancements in technology. You take away the power grid, if things go left tomorrow, the average man would be an elite man overnight just because he's a man. Like, we have an inherent value that gets overlooked because we got, technology, we got jobs, it's worlds that men have created for women that they can exist in where they can make money, but it's still a fictional world. Like, if that all dropped tomorrow, men got a value that you just can't put a dollar number on. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like men are always going to have that advantage. Now, men can evolve and become better men, but men are always going to have that advantage. I don't think it's nothing a woman can really do but hold on to her chastity. And if women not preaching for other women to hold on to their chastity, that's really it. If you're not a virgin, you're already coming at a disadvantage. You know what I'm saying? And it's not too many virgins out here. So it's like, I just feel like I don't agree with her fully. I think she just talking about guys that she wanted to get that didn't want her back. That was just the elite dudes that she probably thought she can be the exception to the rule for. And she wasn't. Just like a woman could do that for guys. A guy think he could change this girl who could get any guy she want, and she could string him along just like a man could string her along. I think she's speaking from a perspective of a person who just is attractive and just who can get whoever they want. A man can do that. And a woman can do that. Women can string a woman that's real good looking could string along 10 guys and play them out just like a man could do it.
All right, Ms. B. Taylor. Young lady said the women step the standards up. As a result, get better men, man. What's your thought process on that, man?
Okay, can y'all hear me? I mean, what she's saying, I don't disagree, but some women have to go through that. Like, she's just now waking up and realizing, oh, let me raise my standard. She had to find her self-worth, self-esteem. A lot of girls, let's be honest, they don't have that. They feel like the box is all they can give to a man to keep a man. And that starts from peer pressure. That starts early. That starts young in high school, middle school. I mean, the girls that were getting chose, we're not thinking about marriage because we're too young to get married, right? But all the girls that are getting the attention and they're getting chose, you telling these young little girls that's not being fast, why no guy want to take them to prom? Why no guy want to take them to the dance and the ball? And they got to go by themselves and take pictures by themselves and be miserable. But the girls who are a little, they're not fast, but they will have sex. those are the girls that's getting attention. Those are the girls that's constantly getting the boyfriends and the popularity. So it starts like very young for a lot of us, and how we start to think when we get older. Then we enter into college. It's like a guy won't even come on now. Like guys in college, y'all say that like men that age is not looking for marriage. They're not looking for serious relationships. So what are these girls supposed to do? Just wait and wait and wait. Like I know women who waited until they were like 28 years old to have sex, and they just been waiting for the right guy. And it's like none of them are sticking around. So it's like, okay, we can raise the standard, but they're out. You can't tell 304s. There's always going to be 304s. There's always going to be sex available somewhere. That would be a fantasy. You don't want to say women are being delusional. Men are being delusional if you think that every woman on the planet will want to raise their standard. Some women don't have the self-worth or self-esteem to raise their standard. Some of these women are coming from real messed up backgrounds where they feel like all they can offer is sex, and that's all they want to do. 304s are going to be 304s. They're always going to be strippers. There's always going to be prostitutes. It's been happening since the day of time. This has been happening. When are men going to take accountability and say, I'm not going to give this woman attention? So when you out at the bar and a woman twerking, why are you looking at her? Because she's looking for validation. So you watching her twerk and giving her the attention, and you're not giving the one woman who got herself sitting there with her friends, conservative, you're not giving her attention. So y'all also playing into that. So it's just like, y'all can't just say women, when the men are also condoning this behavior to keep it up. It starts at a young age. And there's a thing called peer pressure. So get out of the delusion and thinking that, oh, it's every woman is going to raise her standard. It's going to fix the world. It's not. Especially if you're not.
Can I just ask a question? Because I'm going to be very brief. First of all, just looking at a woman is not giving her attention. If a woman's getting on the table shaking her behind, she wants that attention. Men are visual, sexual creatures. Me looking at you is not the same thing as me going to talk to you. So what type? Just looking is not quality. I'm just looking. It's not like men are going to talk to those women. So just looking at a woman twerking, there's nothing wrong with that. That's like if a man come in with diamonds on. You could be with the most conservative, upstanding Christian gentleman all you want, but if Drake walk in the door, you're gonna look at Drake. That don't say nothing about you. It's just a human reaction. And who is advocating women to be sexual and promiscuous and pushing their sexuality out today more than other women?
Okay, so back to the comment about giving women attention. Like I said, women who have low self-esteem and self-worth are looking for any type of validation. So if you're and surprisingly or not, I see it all the time. The women that's on the table twerking and dancing, there is a guy that's gonna come up to her and grab her and try to get her number and talk to her. We see it all the time. I've seen it all the time.
Not guys.
A couple of guys. I'm just saying, like, men do approach those type of women and give them the validation that they're looking for. They're getting
women
the
don't go up
attention.
to guys that come in the club with diamonds on.
Get their number. It's the fact that the guys are. She caught his eye, and that's enough validation for her.
So women don't go up to guys who got the gaudy jewelry on in the club?
I don't know. I don't go up to men.
Oh, I said, do women do it? I don't go up to women that's twerking, but you said men do that. So I'm asking you, have you seen other women go to the guy with the bottles and the jewelry in the club?
I've seen men go. I mean, I've seen women go up to men. Yeah.
Oh, so it's even then, right?
I never said it wasn't even.
I'm just checking.
All right, man. We're gonna go to Smooth. What's your thoughts on this, man? The young lady in the video, Queen, fix your face. The young lady in the video said, if the women step their standards up a little bit, man, we would get better men as a result. What's your thoughts about that, bro?
I don't know, man. There's a lot of suckers out here. I don't know. A lot of weird motherfuckers out here, dog. Some dudes that, hey, man, no matter what you tell them, no matter what type of game they see, bro, they still gonna be rude. They still gonna go for the easy hanging fruit. You get what I'm saying? Like, that'll never change. Just like with on the other side with women. Some women just want to cheat the game. I don't want to have to put in no work. I'm pretty enough. I'm gonna bag me a man that got some bread. And the moment she's smart enough to do, in a sense, wifely things, that man will marry you. That's the nature of the game, dog. I don't think we'll ever see that change. That's across the board, any race. I don't care what country you go to. It's all gonna be the same. Niggas gonna be weird, and women gonna be a hypergamy, dog. It's just what you want to sit at your table. That's it. Yeah, if you want a man that got some real money and all that type of shit there, but he ain't never been in no serious relationship, you need to be asking real questions. Why? You got all this money. What don't women see in you? You know what I'm saying? Same thing with a man. Like, damn, you this damn pretty. Why no man wants to date you for real? When people start asking these questions, then you see the truth. Because they're going to tell you everything that you need to know. And they're not going to tell you everything you need to know. You just need to pay attention. That's it.
Okay, man. Well said as always. Look, in your opinion, man, she said the women need to step the standards up, man. Y'all are enabling this type of nonsense we seeing from men. If the women stepped it up, we'll get better men. What's your thoughts on that?
I think if women stepped it up, like we're talking about actions, I think that women first need to start being the woman that can, okay, because we just talked about their standards being high. So if you make them any higher, you on a damn moon. So I think that if you are where you are, how about you say, okay, these are my standards. What do I need to do to be able to obtain this from a particular man? I think the problem is when you, like B. Taylor just mentioned, I totally agree with what she just said. The women who try to withhold in today, you're going to be withholding for a long time. And then if you're trying to have kids, you got to beat the clock. You got to find a man who really want to marry you without having sex with you first. And then just to add to my experience, when I came in dating men, it was a problem that I was not as experienced with men because men want sexual men. But then you have to understand, what are those type of men? So I think the thing is that women aren't really generally understanding as a whole. When you start to stick to your standards, that means you're going to be by yourself for a long period of time. That means you're going to be weighing out a lot of most people. It ain't gender specific. Most people ain't it. Most people don't have standards. Most people start to bend it because they get tired of being alone, and being lonely is a real thing. So then when you're lonely, you start to have somebody entertain you, and you start to try to make that person fit your standards, in which you have now. He has potential to fit my standards. He has and he don't. You're seeing something that's not there because he's saying something, and you tired of being alone. But you know what I'm saying? So I think that if they made it any higher, they have to first meet the expectations. They're asking for men first to even see if that they can get that out of men. So out of men, period. So I agree with what she's saying. If you plan on really sticking to your standards, all you need is just one. You don't need all these men to think that you're white. You need one man to come in and say, you know what? I do appreciate the fact that she's preserving it. Yes, she may have had whatever the case may be, but she is walking under a new mindset, and she's constantly trying to be on the same page and follow a straight and narrow. I think that it says her mindset says a lot about a person. And when you have a certain mindset, you're only interested in talking to like-minded people that understand that mindset. Most people are not working on actually operating under a renewed mindset and constantly preaching. Even people who just preach on these panels. I just want to make my point sound righter than your point. And I just want to make it seem like this is the way to go. But nothing what nobody is saying is really working in society. So do you believe that? The only thing I can see is working is people actually changing their mindset, going along, men and female, and actually saying, you know what? I'm only following like-minded people. What are the qualities of a man that would take a woman that's willing to sustain? Where would I find him at? What is he doing what are his hobbies? Your hobbies usually tell you don't want no man. We keep using these scenarios of being in the club. I can't tell you the last time I've been to a damn club. I don't even know what they play. I'm not about to go to a club thinking I'm gonna find a man. No, you know what I'm saying? So it's like most regular good people aren't just in super socially crowded areas as well. So I think it goes back to what I said earlier. Most people don't know how to be compatible. Most people just want to be accepted quick. Or sometimes people just want to I don't know what they want to do. They just want to casually, oh, okay, I'm kind of cool for this season. And then another is cuddle weather. Let me get somebody, because social media and everything is saying it. February 14 coming around, you're going to have a lot of women trying to get with somebody so they can go show their little bootleg hotel with the rose petals so I can say, I got somebody. You know what I'm saying? So it's like now everybody around you is telling you at this point in your life, you need to have this or you're no good. I don't believe that. I think that you deserve what you get once it's time for you and you do the work on yourself, because that is when you open yourself and your mind up to attract what you need to attract, not what nobody else is putting stipulations. If you carry yourself like a hoe, you know damn well you're getting hoe responses. Everybody can see the hoe in you. We can see the hoe in your conversation. We can smell it. It's the same thing with men. If you ain't shit, men around other men would know that he not shit before you if you gullible. But like Queen Sheba said earlier, at a certain time you're an adult, so you know you're just trying to make that person, because women hate being lonely for the most part. So then they try to make that person be something, and they be like, damn, I should have known. Now you sitting up here counting all the signs that you kind of passed. So yeah, I think that what she was saying is true with all that makeup on her face, but I think that her point could have been validated when she's saying, don't be doing all this for men. What is doing all this? Because to the next woman, like we had the conversation before, if I'm a person that just like to cook, I just like to cook. I might cook him a dinner. That doesn't mean I'm trying to do wifely duties. You know what I'm saying? So what is doing too much? It's just what relationship. I think people try to make one size fit all, and that's not the case.
Yeah, man. Well said. Well said. Oh, wake up over there, man. We coming right to you. If women step their standards up, we would get better men as a result, is what the young lady said. Do you agree with that notion?
Absolutely. I talk about this all the time. Now, men as a whole, no. Will you get some better men? Will it change? Would it change the numbers a little bit? Absolutely. Because at the end of the day, like we always say, men at the end of the day, men that want a family and want something that they can establish and build their legacy. At the end of the day, we want a woman. So we want a woman to take care of. We want a woman to provide for. Like at the end of the day, like since day one, that's what we want to do. Those that aspire to be, married and all that good stuff. So, yeah, but the problem is, it's too many. Man, you get it. Like I said before, you get it for the low. The product been stepped on so many times. It's so easy out here, so many different ways. Like there's no reason why you should be able to just open your phone and just see so many naked women without even following them. It's all over social media. You don't have to pay for it. You got women, if you do step out in the club, they're literally naked in see-through outfits. They're going out to eat in see-through outfits. They're wearing literally next to nothing. So I mean, it's like, how can you blame a man for looking? How can you blame a man for wanting to be tempted? Like, it takes a man that's strong and confident in himself to understand that that's, we got to put that lust aside. And that's really hard. It's like leaving a bottle of alcohol out for an alcoholic. Like, that's temptation. If you want a man to break something like that, why are you putting it out in front of him and constantly teasing him? Constantly. The ass is out there. But for some reason, women want to bend the rules of the game. They know the game of basketball, but want calls to go in their favor. Or a travel is not a travel when it's in your court. You know what I'm saying? Like, a travel is a travel. You double dribble. There's goaltending. There's an out of bounds. But for some reason, you try to run these rules by women, it don't apply to them. Or it got to be an exception or something like that. So that's the problem, man. The game is a game, and y'all have to play by the rules. Y'all set these rules. Y'all set them. So men, how can you blame men a lot of times for playing the game that y'all set up? We trying to tell y'all, hey, this is what we want right here, and you say no. So I'm like, okay, cool. Well, I'm gonna do accordingly. Y'all want a man that's make X amount of money, or again, nobody on the panel. Women want to be flued out. The date experience got to be upped. So okay, so men start flying women out. So now I fly you out, knowing that he wants something in return, and then women to get mad when he wants something. It's just, hey man, just whatever your intentions are, just state them clear. And I think that'll make things easier. But people tend to lead each other on, men and women. We both lead each other on at times and be with people who we're not supposed to be with.
See, that's why that's why you asked for this topic. He's ready to get in his bag. I don't think I ever heard him talk that long on these panels. Miss
I
Kayla.
love it. It's phenomenal.
Miss Kayla, we coming right to you.
Oh, okay.
Says that if the women step their standards up, the bar, pick the bar up off the floor, we would get better men as a result. What's your thoughts on what the young lady had to say, man?
So I definitely agree with it, but it's two sides of the coin, in my opinion. I don't know how real we're gonna be tonight. Let me
All the
think.
way real.
Let me think
All
it
the way
over.
real.
Okay, so big shout to Lucky and B Taylor's point. In order to do that, you have to just get comfortable like being by yourself. That is just a thing that you have to get comfortable with. And I don't think that a lot of women or people in general are very comfortable with that. So that's the first thing. And that's going to take time. That's going to take like a lot of effort daily to not entertain people, to not be weak at certain times, because this is not just a decision in your mind. It's also chemical for women. Chemically, during certain times of the month, certain things are happening, right? Emotionally and physically, right? So there's lots of different things that play into it. But I do think that I think that the two sides of the coin is that even once you get comfortable like being alone, I think that you guys saying, oh, women's standards are high. I think sometimes women's standards get even higher, because I just had a conversation with my cousin who's been celibate for like 6 years. And she finally came out and started seeing someone. She was dating him for like almost a year to find out he has this whole other life. Like, and now she's like, I'm done with niggas. Like, she is so over it, right? Because she waited so long and vetted so hard, and he's still on bullshit because the pool for the good ones is just so narrow, right? So, it's a lot. It's two sides of the coin, because y'all try to act like this sex thing is like, it's like a trophy or something that women go get out of their room and say, I'm gonna give it to you. Like, women are human sexual beings just like men are. Women are sexual just like men. I'm sorry, women are sexual just like men. So I think that there's a lot of layers to this, especially like if you're not a virgin and you've been through relationships, different people. To accept certain things, you have to make an adjustment to what's your standards now in terms of what's available, or just the acceptance that it may be a while before you meet someone that you're compatible with that's actually willing to stick with you, because you can put in a lot of work. Guys say, I'm not having sex with you. Okay, they'll think that that they'll still get you to have sex with them though, and so they'll continue on with you and they'll build this emotional connection and they'll do all of this stuff to get you comfortable, to see if they can, all of that. Some of them will stay as long as it takes, and then once they get it, disappear. Some will lead you on for all this time knowing damn well they want the sex, but say that they're comfortable with you not giving it to them because they think they can convince you. And then you've wasted 9 months once they disappear because they like, shit, okay, she's serious about this. I'm over this. And they're out, which happened to my cousin a lot when she said, oh, I am celibate. And they're like, oh, okay. But they'll still try. They'll still put in mad time, work, and effort to try to get her to bring it down. And then a lot of them end up disappearing because they're tired, because they want sex. Right? Regardless if they say that they want a good woman. And then all the ones that we say are good guys, are they waiting for sex? I want to know. Are they waiting for sex? Because I know a lot of good guys that are good guys that didn't wait for sex. They actually married their college sweethearts, and they was having sex with them girls for like 6 years before they married them.
Can't even get sex.
So, well, a lot of men also, there's that as well. So I don't know. This is such a complex thing, but I do agree with her overall aspect that if you want to deal with less ain't shit people, you have to stick to these standards that you have. Obviously, Oh, somebody said it on my show earlier. What's it called? What is it that Andrea said? What is it that she said? It's called I wrote it down. Desirability politics. Because of desirability politics, things are different because different people that you look at make you feel different. And that's a fact, men or women. So it's a little bit complex. Hopefully that wasn't a rant.
Can't hear you, Smooth.
Smooth.
Ooh, I can't hear you. What you saying?
You pulling to me right now.
See, yep.
I can't hear you.
Y'all
No.
struggle screaming up here. Nah, we still can't hear you, bro.
No.
You're gonna have to back out and then come back in. I don't know
You
what's
pulling to
going
me
on.
right now, Smooth. Come on now.
But all right, in the meantime, while you getting that together, Ali, what's your thoughts on what the young lady had to say, man? She said if women step their standards up, man, we get better men as a result of that, man. What's your thoughts on that?
So I mean, I guess I'm just from a different. The way I was raised, the things I've encountered is from a completely different time, and I guess this is the expectation that men have hopes on that don't exist anymore. But I do believe, there's a saying that says if you raise a man, you raise an individual. If you raise a woman, you raise a nation. It's hard not understanding that if a woman serves herself, a man's going to serve himself. But if a woman serves a man will quadruple all the service that a woman can do. God literally made men to serve women and to abundance in abundance. Women can't serve us the way we serve them. All we ask is a woman try to outserve us. But it's funny to me, if we ask women to be wives, they'll say it's being controlling. But then if we support the very thing that they're doing, they'll say we support thought culture. So it's the inconsistency of what they're asking. It's the same way if they said they want a man, they really want somebody that will enable them, just like that video said, and a man that will prioritize them and make them a queen without no responsibility. But if a man says he wants a wife, he wants a good mother, just a good woman in general that all men respect, and he wants his kids to conduct themselves a certain way, again, that's deemed toxic. So if women, and just judging off the conversation we're having on the panel, if women can't see that their beauty, their voice, their separation from men and how amazing they are in separation of us, they don't know that power is supposed to be invested in the quality of great quality people, great quality men, women, and children versus just investing themselves. Then it's a lost cause for the future. Because what I'm seeing a lot is that women are solely just going to invest in themselves, man. And they'll tell you the rhetoric in culture right now is they don't need a man, they don't need marriage. They're taking maternity pictures. They throwing baby showers. They having pictures without the man in the photo, and they're expecting men to still want to be husbands and want to have relationships with them, but they're prioritizing themselves. They don't need us anymore. They're doing everything but being women, and they're expecting men to still be family men, and it's not going to happen.
I don't know what's going on with you, big dog, but why you figured out Queen? Your thoughts on what the young lady had to say, man?
I didn't think she came from like an advantageous type of delivery. I thought she was very genuine. I don't think she was blaming anyone. That's not what I got from her. And I feel like I pick up energy pretty well from some of the videos and the clips that you show. That was actually probably one of the most sophisticated and conservative messages that we've seen, as an example from some of those clips. I didn't take it personal. I don't think she was blaming men. I don't think she was blaming women. And I think she put out some really good stuff for women, which causes me to question why are people mad when a woman is giving another woman good advice. She's saying, okay, lock it down. Take care of yourself. Stop blaming men. Here's the problem. Start doing A, B, and C. And not only that, I don't blame men, because if you allow me to have your way, to have my way with you, if I were a man, I would take it. So I don't see any wrong or harm in a woman teaching another woman. So I'm kind of confused when people push back because a woman says something that's vital and important to other women. That's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to teach each other. Like Ruth and Naomi, we're supposed to hand down wisdom to each other. So I don't see the harm, the offense, or the foul. But let me step back from that. When I think about these panels, right? And I was like, I'm gonna quit holding back and playing it safe. To be honest, a lot of people give Kayla shit, but she's the blueprint for what she's supposed to be doing to become a wife. She didn't have kids before marriage. She ain't done none of that. She ain't fouled herself. She ain't soiled herself, everything. But because you don't like her delivery, you give her shit. She's the perfect example of what a woman's supposed to be doing. I'll throw myself out there. I didn't have kids before marriage. I did everything I'm supposed to, but because you don't like the beast and the way I come sometimes, but you got to be a fucking beast in this world in order to overcome the temptations, in order to go the right way, because there's so much distractions to veer off course, whether you want to say it's a woman's fault or a man's fault. The problem is you got to have some kind of gump about yourself as a woman to be able to stay focused and do what's right and carry yourself in that way. And most of y'all don't like it, because it don't make you feel good when you tune in. And it's not about making you feel good. It's about giving you the real truth that'll give you good outcomes. But what I've come to learn is people don't come here for outcomes. If you don't say what they want to hear and make them feel good, you're disqualified, right? So a lot of times you do have qualified people sitting on these panels, but because they don't make you feel good, and they don't give it to you in the package that you've become accustomed to, you don't want to hear stuff that they have to say. So I just wanted to throw that out while I'm sitting here and thinking about this. And I'm not talking about who's married or not. I'm talking about who's doing it the right way, who did it the right way. Right?
So
But
me,
y'all
right?
kind of throw those people to the wind. And like I said, that's not a diss, because we have a lot of stuff to say about women. We have a lot of stuff to say about men. But when it comes out down to it, who did it right? Who's doing it right? And that's what's important.
Can you be specific about what that is that a man wants that she's doing?
I'm not talking about what a man wants. I'm talking about what a woman is supposed to do for herself, her behavior.
That's what solidifies a relationship and a family.
I said, I'm saying Kayla is the blueprint. When we talking about kids before marriage, who's single mothers, single men, Kayla ain't done none of that. I don't know. Hold on. But I don't know if any of the men, I can't speak for the men. I don't know if any men actually waited to get married on this panel before they had children. So I don't want to, maybe.
I did.
Okay. We got Trill and Smooth. Okay. That's what I'm saying. Like, a lot of people don't get curious enough. Sometimes the loudest room in a voice, you think that's the SME, that's the expert, and it's not. And I sometimes I look at these panels and I'm like, damn, are we looking for outcomes? Or are you looking for like entertainment? Because there's some people that sit here and they're not going to jockey for a voice, or jockey for a position, or trying to argue and entertain you. But they have done it right, if that's what you're really looking for, right? If that's what you're really looking for. So when you say, when you're asking me about something, what she's doing for a man, she did it for herself. A woman should carry herself the way she's supposed to carry herself without any attachment to a man. Like, from like adolescence to womanhood, whether she gets married or not, there's a standard that women should hold. Why are you shaking your head? I'm trying
because you're promoting something that's not true.
What am I promoting?
You just saying she should be doing it for herself. Should I be doing everything for myself?
Let me one thing at a time.
No. I mean, I'm asking you. Should men?
I'm trying to answer one question at a time.
So watch. The argument was.
Let me cover the lady part that you asked, and then I'll
I'm
cover
asking
the man
you.
part.
She should
I'm trying to. Let me.
Why are you doing that? I'm not even.
I'm trying to. If you just give me.
You don't want to teach you.
It actually is my time to talk.
The man prioritizes himself.
I'm trying to answer your question. If you just pause and let me. So, a woman is not guaranteed marriage. That doesn't mean she should not carry herself like a lady, right? Mm-hmm. She don't know if that's going to get her a husband or not. That does not absolve her of the responsibility to carry herself like a lady. You don't know that. Nobody knows what life is going to give you, but you still hold yourself like a lady. If you can, you wait until marriage. If you can, before sex. If you can, before having kids. That's her responsibility to become that, which she aims for, which is to be a wife, hopefully. Okay, that's the first thing. So the second thing is your question. Should a woman, you're saying a woman shouldn't do that for herself. Why not? It starts with her. Do you not want a healthy woman? It starts with her.
You conflating what I said.
I know what I'm saying. I'm following me. So what I'm saying, ladies, is your responsibility is to carry yourself like somebody, with or without a man, period. From adolescence, when you get the wisdom and the lessons from the women around you, you take the ball and you run with it. And you exhibit that behavior. And hopefully that behavior will attract a wonderful husband. Okay. And just because he doesn't come, we just talked about it. Y'all said women don't want to wait. And just because he doesn't come when you think he should come, you don't give up on that behavior. You hang with it. Now, I said it's hard. I said you got to be a beast to dig in deep and keep yourself at some type of a level that a man will want you for his wife. So what are you arguing with me for?
I'm not arguing with you. You're saying for her to prioritize herself instead of being equipped to be a wife. Why
She
is a man?
should prioritize herself until she becomes a wife.
What is that? But what is that? What does that look like? Which you're saying things you didn't say anything about. You saying just prioritize yourself. And same thing with a man. I wouldn't tell a man just to prioritize himself.
She should at a certain age. She should prioritizing herself is carrying out the behavior that makes her attractive as a wife. Now, this is where it becomes healthy as a panel where you and I should agree to disagree, because that's how I see my role as a woman. And you may see something different in your wife, right? And that's where we can agree to disagree.
If you say so.
Yeah.
Sheba, I'll let you have it, but
it ain't having it.
Everything it is, because what you're promoting is not what we should be promoting. We should be.
Well, it worked for me. How about this?
Women for men and men for women. It's not. That's not working in today's society. I don't know. 70% of our women are unmarried because they're prioritizing themselves.
I don't know about all that. I just
then that means you don't care. I care about.
I didn't say. Don't put words in my mouth. I'm giving you a real life example. Tell us how you did it. How you waited for your wife and how you didn't have kids. I'll pause.
I did the same thing. I try to prioritize a woman that would hopefully be my wife. But if you wouldn't promote your son to marry anybody that's not on his page, correct? If a woman refuses to submit, forget submitting, if a woman doesn't show herself, show and prove, if she baits and switches, or if she doesn't be that woman that she's supposed to be, how could you put that on a man? If a woman leaves a man that's in a relationship, if a woman gets in a relationship with a man and divorces him for something he didn't even do, she just didn't like the fact that he prioritized her for her own happiness. Why would you tell a man to stay with a woman who's not on his page?
I'm not talking about staying or not staying. I'm talking about in order to become a wife, there are certain behaviors and certain foundations that you must carry as a woman. That's what I'm
and it's prioritizing a man in your life.
Okay. What? A man is not you're going to prioritize in your life?
The honest truth here, if brothers want to be honest, if you're not with a man, brothers don't see you as special. Just being honest. If you don't have a man, you are not valid. Brothers can say that. I'm being I do. With all due respect,
I'm quite special.
When a woman can go throughout her whole life and not have a man, men do not see her as valuable. That's why she doesn't get a husband. That's the truth.
Isn't that the opposite of what we've been talking about?
It's the same thing. Hold on, before y'all cut in, it's the same thing. If Trill is broke, if OT is broke, if Smooth is broke, if we're not established, women look right over us. It's the same. It's equivalent, the same thing. So if I have to show up as a man, you have to show and prove as well too as a woman. There's nothing wrong with that.
Shouldn't you just not want to be broke as a regular adult? Shouldn't you just want to be comfortable as an adult? You telling me that you being comfortable in your life and you taking the steps to work to be a comfortable adult is based on the attaining a woman to not be broke, to not be in distress?
Right. Shouldn't you not want to have a high body count and go from men to men to men to men and say you're a good woman and keep saying the man is bad, but you're having sexual
relations? And as we said, women that do that
why is it that when y'all talk, why is it when y'all
and have to wait a while? So for you to say not always her adult life.
Why for you to cut off? Why just not be a lady? I'll let you finish. Let me finish.
She is being a lady. What makes
no,
her
and then you come in, you do the same thing. Y'all do this on almost every panel.
You literally cut Queen off when it was her time.
Y'all not letting me finish.
But you cut Queen off when it was her time to speak. So what does that make you?
Y'all stand on code. Y'all
no. I'm calling out your behavior. You cut Queen off. You cut Queen off when she was speaking. What does that make you?
That's random. You just playing something.
That's random. That just happened.
Wait a second.
You have to be quiet.
Wait a second.
This is foolish.
Everybody cannot speak at once. I can't hear nothing. I want to hear y'all. Like I said, I like to let these back and forths go, but again, we got to let each other finish talking. Once that person get done talking, then you can chime in with the rebuttal and vice versa. We got to have a constructive conversation. We are all adults. It is possible. I should not.
Can y'all hear me now?
Yes, we can. But real quick, before we continue, man, if y'all have not liked the stream, make sure y'all tap the like button, man. It's a hell of a conversation going on, hell of an episode. We appreciate everybody for pulling up on us, man. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Ali, go ahead and finish what you were saying, bro.
Brother, all I'm saying is that we're teaching brothers to be family men, teaching brothers to have order, teaching brothers to be disciplined, teaching brothers to still look out for the community, but we're telling women that they should just prioritize themselves and they can be strong and independent, do whatever they want to do for happiness, and completely be void of even engaging in family. Today's women do not care about the man, do not even care about themselves and the babies. They will continuously make bad decisions to the point it's completely destroyed the fabric of our society. It's not the brothers. If women improve their quality of what they will take and won't take, and if they keep those legs closed and truly invest in quality people, then our society will be better. All of what man can do is just to the woman. He treats her accordingly. I cannot make her a wife unless she wants to be a wife. But
Trill, I want to say one thing to Ali, and please don't take this as an offense because I don't mean it that way. I think sometimes you become so fixated on your talking points that you kind of block out and miss some really good points. SB tried to say something to you earlier about a woman's emotions and femininity, and you completely shut her down and you push your talking point, right?
I didn't
And
shut her down.
I'm just on the outside looking in, and I witnessed that. And I'm just giving you like like I said, I'm not trying to be offensive. I just said something about being a lady. You just said the same thing about women being a lady. And then you said that I'm pitching this point for women to not take care of the community. I think you're so focused on being right that you're missing some gems that we're all putting down. So that's my only recommendation to you.
How am I trying to be right if we're talking about a society where we're having way more sex than we are marriages and relationships? How am I trying to be right? Is our community together? Is our community making families? Is our community having abundance of marriages? Or we have an abundance of babies, baby mamas, baby daddies, and broken people? What do we have an abundance of? What am I saying? That's not true.
I think you make a good point, but that's not what we're talking about at this time.
Exactly. I think that's what it is that
no, y'all trying to, y'all not, hold on. Me and her are talking. You're jumping in. Y'all are trying to control the narrative.
She's trying to help you.
No, she's not, because y'all refuse the leadership of men. What happens is the pressure is so much from y'all that men will adjust to your talking points instead of acknowledging that our society is at the bottom.
But you use your talking point when we are drilling down on specific things. You refuse to stay topical to that specific thing, and you bring it back to like a bigger narrative of whatever your talking point is. Because now we're talking about the whole community when that's not what we were talking about. We were talking about drilling down on one specific thing, and it's happening all night. You come back with a macro talking point when we're doing micro.
So talking about men and women is not talking about.
And I think that's what she was speaking
about.
Okay,
look. Listen. Even if every black woman has adjusted themselves to be wives, is no possible way every black woman can be married. Why? Because it don't have enough men out here. A lot of us are dying quick before we even know we men. In this society, a lot of men are going gay. You know what I'm saying? And then on top of that, a lot of men in our society that get some real bread, them motherfuckers date outside their race. You get what I'm saying? So even if the women in our community got it all together, they would it still wouldn't be all together, because that'll bring about envy and jealousy. Why is she married and I'm not? You get what I'm saying?
But is that what's happening, brother? Is that what we're speaking about, brother? The fact that our women are all being good women? Or are we addressing the fact that marriages aren't happening because of the quality of women? What we're talking about was standards of women. Do they need to get their standards up to have a better community? So then the sisters are saying this is just one small thing. No, we're talking about, this is a general statement we talk about. Should women improve their behaviors? They're trying to control the narrative. Then this is where we go back to where brothers allow women to control the narrative. If kings are sitting on a panel and discussing how we can better the society, a lot of women would derail the conversation. They won't even stay on point with the conversation, and they'll personalize it and start projecting and laugh like this. See how my mannerisms are? They'll sit there and laugh and not take this conversation serious. If brothers are really serious about this conversation, then they should be on code with us as well too, in improving the state of women and men. But they have to drastically improve their behaviors.
But this is a mixed panel.
May I say something? I just want to.
What's up?
I think the disconnect, Eileen, is the fact that I think she was speaking to when we were talking about the overall conversation. She's saying Kayla's a certain age. She's made it to her age without having any kids out of wedlock. All the things that men talk against, and it sounds to me as if she was talking about self-development before you get to a place of being with someone. Regardless of the fact, as a solo person, you are going to have to work on yourself as an individual before you become compatible with someone in a relationship. So if you're saying men only want women who are with other men, it's kind of like, so it kind of sounds like side niggaism to me a little bit, because you would want a woman who worked on herself before she got to you. You wouldn't want a woman to get with you, and then she's working on her single issues in a relationship, and then you're not equally yoked. You're not compatible with each other. So I think if we're talking about a woman doing the right thing, she's saying that Kayla gets a lot of slack, when really Kayla represents the women that you guys say you want, aside from her disagreeing or cross-examining you on panels where it's kind of hard to get a word in edgewise unless you're yelling. But there are situations, if nobody has been in a personal setting with Kayla to determine what she is or what she isn't. So what she's saying is based on overall looking at her and how she prioritized certain things in her life. She has the right to ask for the things that she asked for because of what she chose to prioritize, unlike the baby mamas that y'all make and the things that y'all talk about. You have men who have children out of wedlock talking about they don't want single mothers. That in itself goes into earlier talking about the delusional expectations. So it's like, if we're talking about the solution, in reality, Kayla should get a lot more respect in these conversations because she prioritized this. The one thing men say, the first thing they say is being a baby mama. She prioritized her womb. That in itself should be respectful. The same way if a man prioritized getting to his purpose or whatever, regardless of anything else, that in itself deserves respect. But as we can see, that doesn't get respect because people want to say, oh, she's loud, she's this, she's that, but you're not putting her in a respectful environment to see how she really is. That's what I come from.
With all due respect to you, I disagree, and that luckily we have a replay button where we can run this video all the way here. Y'all attacked SB earlier, and y'all stayed on code, and y'all still staying on code. Y'all disrespected her when she made a statement. And I didn't cut you off purposely.
Well,
I didn't cut you off purposely. You could talk. I didn't cut you off purpose. I didn't cut you off. Hey, Brother Trill, I did not cut you off. You can. I didn't cut you off. I didn't cut you off. Respectfully, I didn't cut you off. I didn't cut you off. I didn't cut you off. Y'all staying on code. Queen Sheba used SB as a pawn for herself to make an example. What happened was Queen Sheba, y'all take stuff and personalize stuff in the different panels and y'all protect each other. Brother Smooth made a point and Queen Sheba personalized it for Kayla and try to reiterate what he said and change the narrative, not make her look a certain way because she personalized it for Kayla. If we really trying to build together, everything that we've been talking about, we all should be supporting together. Nobody should be projecting and taking anything in defense. We should just have an honest conversation. Look, right now, y'all did it right now.
No, but you're the only one defensive.
Y'all cutting me off. Y'all staying on code.
Because this is
it's because y'all not being ladies like Il said earlier. Y'all speaking.
I can't be a lady with a man.
I let you speak, Lucky. That's not being sassy. You staying on code. Y'all disrespected SB earlier and stayed on code.
Hold on, wait. Everybody calm down.
He asked you to stop.
Hold on, wait. I get it. I understand.
This is not the Fight Club.
We have to wrap this up.
Very combative.
We have to wrap this up. But before we do, we got to get SB's take on the question. We got derailed way left. SB, I was about to come to you, but the combo got a little, you know what I'm saying? You know how I go. But I'm definitely interested in hearing your take on this. The young lady in the video. Matter of fact, do I need to play the video one more time? Or do you remember what she said?
No, I remember what she said. I just want to mention two things, though, because I think Kayla spoke about women may have to wait a long period of time when they're preserving themselves to find a husband. One thing a woman can do, or I would recommend a woman do, is continually date, but date with intention. If she's asking these men that she is looking for to marry her, if they don't have a plan, and if they do have a plan, their plan don't mention a wife, she needs to move on. That needs to be a short stay, not a long stay. And then the next one, if she's dating him, but she still hasn't given herself, because what we need to prevent is single baby mothers, and we need to prevent trauma. Because everybody knows when women go through relationships that don't end well, we do suffer trauma because sex is an emotional thing for us. So if we just become more intentional, we don't have to stay around for a long time or try to outweight the young man that just wants the box. We can just ask certain questions. And, if he's talking about being married, but he has no plan, first of all, he's off. If he has a plan, but his plan doesn't look like a family and a wife is included, he doesn't want to be married. You know, he's just lying. Those are things that you can do as a woman when you're valuing yourself and you are sincere about wanting to be married. And you don't have to spend a lot of time there. It's just things that we have to talk about, you know, build on how a woman can see herself being a woman, or being married, I should say, or being a wife. It's just things we have to learn, because this is just not the way we've been functioning for so long. Now, thank y'all for saying that. But let me get back to the lady. When I was looking at her, all I could see maybe, and I don't know this for sure, but was side chick. I kind of felt like she was dating a married man for however long. And she just decided that I'm not going to be able to get him from his wife, so I probably need to move on. And she's just advising other women not to be side chicks. Now, that her standard definitely needs to be improved upon, because she should not settle being a side chick. But again, a married man should not entertain another woman while he's married. I think if a man is married and he's having problems within his marriage, he needs to build and get into his wife to figure out what those issues are. So both parties need to improve themselves in order to change some things. It's not the woman and it's not the man, but I do think a woman that is a side chick or that will date a married man is disgusting. It's just more to it. It's just downright disgusting. And then you pick and you just do all these things to the wife as though it's the wife's fault, and then you just think it's cute and all that stuff. So a woman really does need to elevate if that actually is the position that she's in. But the man, you know, he's falling off the cliff also, and he needs to improve.
Can I ask Smooth a question? I liked all that, SB.
Hold on, real quick. Save your question, Caleb. We're gonna go to Ronan, and then we're gonna come right back to you. You can ask Smooth that. Go ahead, Ronan. Let's take on what she had to say in that video, man.
Well, I definitely see where she was coming from, and I'm going to take the jump and talk about my personal life. These are many questions I ask myself, because as panelists, our job is about relatability, addressing solutions. Who would I be if I divorced my negative narrative? Is it worth living these talking points, or is it worth establishing life reference points? Would I date myself? These are things we really got to ask ourselves. And when I saw that, when people like to move the goalposts on their standards, they get what they get. If you're a woman looking for a guy, you got to see if he's consistent. Does his word have relevance to him? Does it matter to him? How's that man moving? Is he moving intently, or is he moving maliciously? Same thing with a woman. Has she ever divorced herself from her negative narratives or the upbringing that she came from? And there's many women that came from maybe not so decent standings, but where's her mindset and her attitude? And not being gender specific, of our actions, words, and intent working in concert. Otherwise, it's all bullshit. So again, we are here playing these games only to live relationships in third person. Like we get someone to put a mask up to deal with our traumas and all this goofiness. When people can put a ring on it, but they have no significance to it. A ring in the tub seems to have more significance than most of these wedding rings out here, because we have not established that relationship with ourselves first and foremost. Once you have someone see all the mistakes they've made, take the time not just to heal up, but to establish their boundaries and standards and move accordingly, you'd be surprised how things move. Pay attention to run your own race, not worried about what everybody's doing on Instagram or whatever else, because again, they have their respective consequences. Are those worth dealing with in your life? Those are things we got to ask ourselves, because too many times we're out here catfishing and capping, living lies and doing all this goofiness online and everything. We get these circular conversations and we still end up losing time, resources. That's why we don't have communities. We have ethnic outposts. We got to think about the bigger picture here, because I can't save everybody. I know if she's a raggedy ass thought, okay, do I need to entertain that? These are the honest questions we got to ask ourselves, because for some reason, if someone's not saying things that we want to hear, instead of like accepting the fact that we need to hear certain things, then we're the problem. So I get what she was saying. You can't blame anybody when you're the common denominator. I love the smell of that accountability in the air. I know it stinks to some people, but when you start moving accordingly, you start getting the results you want. That's why you see some brothers out or sisters on the panel that are married. They're going to have their respective challenges, but they're more rooted in reality. Rather, you sitting there at the altar lying to everybody and God and yourselves, try to live a lie just for everybody in attendance, and you're in the house facing adversity with a roommate, a state-sponsored one at that.
Now, what's up, Kayla?
All right, Miss Kayla.
Thanks, Ronan. Okay, so Smooth. Per your point, because I want to know solution-based panel, right? So I want to know if there aren't enough men in general to marry, right? Let alone out of those that are ones that are good guys that want to be married. What is the solution around it all for the women? Because I know there are good women out here. They're waiting, they're trying, they're dating, they get in, they left on red because they ain't giving up the box. What is the solution to it all? Because I mean, all these women, that a lot of them are wife material, they're just not husbands for them. So I know last show we had the passport bro on, and I just want to know, is divesting the answer? Getting our passports, going to the Amalfi Coast? What is it? What is it gonna take? Because obviously here in America, the way that the pool is set up, as you said, is just not realistic for all the women that want to be married. So what do you think is the solution there?
All right, for us,
we said no side chicks, we said no, multiple wives and all of that. So what do you think?
For us, I think it's dead. I think our generation is dead with the shit. The only way that I see, and I done had this conversation with my wife, I'm saying? Like, my son is 5, right? So just imagine, like, the world don't get better. That's just how this shit works. So shit get worse as time progresses. So I'm thinking about my son during his time of dating and looking for marriage and all. Poly might be on the table for real, like the norm. Like, it won't be looked at as taboo as we look at it. Like, hell no. But for them, for the shortage of men, if he a great man, a powerful man, and he can lead 4, 5 women, why not? Why not? Great kings have done it. You know what I'm saying? Men with lesser resources have done it. But they have led their families into prosperity. But for us, I think that is dead, man. I think it's dead because everybody wants a person for themselves and they want to relate to their person. So yeah, you can go get you a foreigner, but they don't relate to you. They don't dance to that music like you do. They don't have that slang like you do. They don't move like you do. They don't look right in pictures with you and your family. That's just a fact. You get what I'm saying? That hug don't feel the same coming from somebody that ain't black. If you're a black woman and you only like black men, like you really only like black men, no matter what you go dating, how great that other man is and all this type, it don't feel
Watch your
the
mouth,
same.
Smooth. I'm just kidding.
No, I'm serious.
So for millennials, it's dead.
Hey.
Millennials just have to the women should just accept like being alone, or
Kayla,
No.
I just want to jump in because I know that other side, the divesting side, where black women are. I see it. They follow me as well. I'm not pushing for divesting, but would I want black love first? Yes. But reality is, as women succeed and get their education, making more money, it seems like, and black men have said this in these manosphere spaces, that the higher education you get, the less chances you're going to get married to a black man. That's not what they're looking for. And you also tell us that there's not enough black men for black women. There's more black women than black men, apparently. That's what they say. Then you tell us that you're going overseas. Then you tell us when you finally do make it, you want an exotical. So guess what? I am for women. So if there's not enough of you guys, and there's so many black women that I have seen that are waiting and waiting and waiting on the perfect black man, and they're a good woman, but it's not enough of good black men out there that are, you just said it, Smooth, they're getting killed, they're going to jail, they don't even date women. So if it's, we got to wake up to reality. And y'all hate Cynthia G, but she's speaking to a lot of young girls, and they seeing these manosphere talking points of how much these men hate women, because that's how it's coming off. And these women are saying, you know what? I do want to divest, or I'm having these bad experiences with Black men. And statistically speaking, divorce rate in interracial couples with Black women and other men of different races, they don't divorce at a high rate compared to our counterparts who date outside their race. So statistically speaking, Black women do have a better chance of not getting a divorce when it comes down to a different race. Am I advocating for that? Y'all hate when a Black woman say like, oh, it's okay to date out, but then y'all want to make fun of us and tell us to buy a dog and die alone. Like, which one is it?
You know what's crazy? I was having this conversation with my wife today in my truck, right? The problem with our society of women going get this money and all that type of shit there, they don't know how to distinguish their career life from their relationship life. It's two totally different lives you live in. Men do it every day. I don't wear my job hat when I come home. I'm father and husband. Women don't know how to turn that off. So as women start getting more money and acclimated to, in a sense, a man's society, like a man will walk in Walmart or McDonald's or any establishment like that and see a woman in there. If she got conversation, she pretty a little bit, he'll take her out on a date. If she's ladylike, he will marry that woman. But for a woman that has a degree and all this type of shit, that man has a blank. You are a robot to that woman, no matter how good of a man you are. Because money don't make you a good person. Your integrity does. Right? And most people are what they see, are what they're around. So you can be a great man working at Walmart or working for McDonald's and all, but women get into that money, they won't look to that man. They will never look to that man. They want the man that society deems on a level, but us
I think
men
women
don't
are
do that.
naturally hypergamous. Women are naturally.
But with the money now, y'all was hot. I was hypergamy when y'all couldn't get no money. Now that y'all are getting money, real money, it is a different. You're not gonna meet some. The odds of you meeting a man making 80,000 is slim. It ain't a lot of them. It ain't a lot of them.
Surrounded by them. If you're,
they are most men make that type of money for real. Already be married, already divorced. Are they terrible men if they making that money for a longevity of time with no woman around them?
But
that
this
is
what
a
seems
fact.
unfair. This is what seems unfair. It's like Black women are being told to struggle and be in poverty. We don't want to be in poverty anymore. We see our parents do it.
Listen. If you're making 80 and you meet, let's say you meet a guy, you don't know where he works. You never ask where he work at. Y'all go out on simple dates and all that type of shit. He a good dude to you, treat you great, all that. You feel some type of connection with this man, right? Y'all get together and you find out that he a goddamn manager for a Walgreens. You're going to look at him different. Period. No matter how he made you feel up to that point.
No,
you are going to look at that man totally different.
No. I'm not. I can't speak for me because where I'm at in my life and career, I don't know. I don't know.
You know why? You know why that is, B. Taylor? Because you out your mouth, you are not a woman that's going to go 50-50.
No.
You're not a woman that's going to do that. So that good man cannot do nothing financially for you. But you're making 80.
But
we don't live in a sense. If it wasn't about money, y'all wouldn't be living in the hood. Y'all two with that finance, with your 80 and his 50 or 45, whatever he's making, y'all can live in a nice neighborhood, raise y'all kids the right way.
But I got to carry the babies.
If he's a regional manager, he can make up to 86,000. But if he's not a regional manager, he's making around 57.
Exactly. We're talking store manager.
That's fine. But
57 is decent.
But you got to realize
that's fine.
To
but
a
it's
woman
gonna
with
have aspirations because the we're about to hit a recession, y'all. Can we be real? We about to hit a recession. Rent is going up. Food prices is going up. Everything is going up right now. And you telling women that you okay with just that, whatever you're making a year, and that's what we're supposed to accept. And as a woman, like, we're expected to bring in kids.
You know the difference between y'all and us? We accept it every day, and it's never a problem. You know why? That money don't hug us. That money can't love us. That money ain't at my bedside when I'm on my deathbed for real. You get what I'm saying? No matter what life I done lived. That
but
car,
them rats and roaches would be depending on where you live.
Ain't at the hospital.
And also that money is today. That money
What you
is
say?
today.
What you say, Queen Sheba?
But them rats and roaches will be depending on where you live, because that's not to you. 40 to 50,000 now won't get you in a nice neighborhood.
That is true.
Am I telling the truth?
But if two people's making 40 together, will put you in a nice neighborhood.
But I'm talking about when you said, I think you were saying when a woman comes into a man and she meets him where he is at 40 or 50. I don't think it's the money. I think it's that when you walk, he's living as if he's struggling. And this is what I mean by living like you're struggling. You're not putting no effort into your apartment. You're not vacuuming your floors. You know,
that's just not a good man.
Not you. I'm not saying you. Some men really just give up.
But that's not a good man. A man can be, man, I know men right now in Louisiana, right now are great men, but the salaries they work for, I wouldn't be caught dead.
He could be a truck driver. Them truck drivers make some money.
I wouldn't be caught dead doing what they doing. But
it's a dangerous job as well.
They're not living with no roaches. They're not doing none of that. And these people making like $18 an hour are stand-up men, can raise a family, can actually, only thing they can't do for real is provide a lavish lifestyle. But they have a roof over their head. They have a car to go A to B.
Lavish.
But how can you do that? I'm curious. How can you do that? I'm not disputing that. Like, make it make sense for me. How can you do that on 18 an hour? Let me tell you.
Because you got to realize, us men, we all understand when we get into this working world and the gist of this shit, it's only so many jobs that's gonna pay you 70,000. It's only so much room for that. Everybody can't make 60. Everybody can't make 80,000. The majority is gonna be 45. That's it. And that's working in most areas. That's working his ass off to get there. See, in Houston and goddamn New York and all that shit, yeah, you can go make the real big money, but that's a small place compared to the whole U.S. The whole U.S. is mostly small cities. And in small cities, it's a certain group of men that's making all the money. The rest of them are average men.
So listen, I think we need to be honest, because there's a theme out there where women are being conditioned to delete Black babies.
Yep.
So that whole group, you can just take them all the way out the equation because they don't want to be married anyway. They don't even want Black men. So there's less women that are good women for the men that are good men. And they're the ones that should be together. That other group that will actually tell you to delete your brother, why would we don't even need to pay them any attention. I don't care how many people are in the comment section or in the live. That whole group needs to be thrown away if you just want to keep it all the way real.
Yes.
It's just because a person is not doing a man is not performing the way you think he should. We need to delete their babies, but we're still having sex with them. How about that?
And
we listening to, and we would mention their name. Why would we do that? Those type of people don't deserve a voice. Those type of people don't deserve a voice. They're telling you to delete your own kind. Now, if a man who's not in his right mind decided to go off and delete a couple of them, every 5 hours we're deleting a Black woman. So it would just be, but we can't understand why this is happening because we need to delete Black babies. What? Wait a minute. Black male babies. Let me get it right. Let me just get it right. So we need to stop playing this game because women are hating men. Men don't hate women. They don't. Men want to love women. But the way, if somebody's conditioning me every day and telling me we need to delete them, of course I'm gonna get in my mind that man, that specimen of a man, is no good for me, and I probably will start hating him.
Hey, and I
So
said on
we
the
need to
pod,
keep it all the
women
way real.
condition us
Not,
on how to love y'all. Y'all
Mhm.
condition us on how to love y'all. Our mothers, from the moment we start
For
thinking about little
years.
girls, the first thing out her mouth is, "Hey, treat that little girl right. Treat that little girl right. Don't be doing that. Don't be doing this." But when us little boys start becoming teenagers and all this type of shit, the field is showing us a different type of field.
Complete 180.
You know what I'm saying? So we gotta adjust to what the game is telling us to do.
This ain't no
So if a
game.
woman's integrity level is not top tier, then what you think ours should be? Because everybody on this panel would agree, nice guys finish last.
Yeah. And to your point, Smooth, like as you say, like they teach you how to treat them. I even left one because she said, if you don't put your hands on me, I don't feel like you love me. So I like, you know what? Because where I'm at, I don't need all that. If I see you as opposition, I don't need to entertain you. But my small request is, can we get out the land of extremes? Because that seemed to be the most passport stamp place we get into when we have these conversations.
What's
Sorry, that whole abortion comment is just like you saying, you talking about this one group of people when there's men who are forcing women, threatening their lives to go and get this abortion.
See, the conditioning.
It's not a conditioning.
Oh, it absolutely is. Deletion. It's deletion. And it's a conditioning of the mind. You've been conditioned, dear. You've already been conditioning. You are. You can't even have a conversation.
At a higher rate.
Let me ask this. Hold on, real quick.
You can't even have a conversation with a man on a panel without being
You can't
aggressive.
even listen. You don't even be remembering
Hey,
stuff half
let me ask this. And Lucky, I see
wait a
your
minute.
thing in the private chat.
Wait a minute, Smooth. Let me say this. I got something I want to remember.
I don't really care.
How about this? Oh, you don't care no more. You don't want me to go there.
I don't
want me to go there, right? Okay, well
don't.
then listen to me. Listen to what I'm saying. I'm not against you. I hate the fact that young lady is over there conditioning our women, our good women, to hate men.
Why are you listening
and then
to her
leaving,
then?
and then we just keep popping up as single mothers with no covering. That's not what I want for us. I love black men and black women, but guess what? Y'all get to showing out all the time. You're turning men away, and then the women that care about you, you want to insult them. I would never insult any one of you all. Never. I would never call anyone. I have never. Now, I will call out your behavior, but it was definitely what you did. Okay, you want to, okay, so guess what? Someone was giving
Y'all pause one at a time. One at a time.
Okay, no. I can't even believe you said that.
And said I called let me go back. You have not given me an apology.
I will not, because it came out of your mouth. This is exactly what you said. Okay, but guess what? I'm glad we're here.
You have yet to apologize.
Okay, guess what? I'm gonna give you exactly what you want. What you actually said was mammy vibes, but the point was mammy came out your mouth, and I wanted to know what black woman.
A mammy.
Okay, get over it. I was wrong. I was wrong. Did you hear me? I was wrong. But what you did say is she's giving me mammy vibes. And the point that I wanted to make is, what black woman would call another black woman a mammy? And I'm still right there. So since you mentioned it, can you answer that for me today?
Yeah, let's go ahead and answer it. So like I said, if you actually watch my video, I explain it's giving mammy vibes, as in telling black women that we have to take care of the world. I never called her one. I said it's giving the vibes.
Mammy?
Now, maybe in your time, you don't understand what vibes mean, but vibes is like, okay, what she is saying is giving off, she want black women to be mammies. I did not say
I'm not concerned about the vibe. I'm concerned about the mammy. I'm concerned about the mammy. I'm also concerned about the hoe. I'm concerned about the mammy. And I'm also, you know what? I'm about like over it with the insults. When you can't win on the facts or the point, you go to insults. What is a mammy? Just let me know. What's a mammy? Why would another black woman call another black woman a mammy? Period.
So I never called anybody a mammy, and SB.
Well, why do you even use the word?
As my senior, you should know what a mammy is.
No, I don't, because I don't indulge in that type of behavior. No,
you were born way before me. How do you
exactly.
Not know?
So I know more than you do, and I still wouldn't call someone a mammy.
So if you know more than me, then why you asking the youngest one of the young people on the panel?
Because you said it. Because you said
Why
it.
are you asking me?
You used the word mammy. It came out of
Okay,
your
why are you
mouth.
asking me? Why are
'Cause
you
you said
asking
it.
me what the definition is?
Because I don't
Go
know.
ahead and
I
relax.
want to know
Like,
more
no, 'cause
so.
this is
All
alarming.
right, all right, all right, all right, all right, all right. And try to let it go on.
All right, Lucky, what you got to say,
I need
man?
an
I
answer
seen
for
you in the
mammy.
back
Can somebody
chatting,
tell me what
Lucky,
mammy
man.
means, please?
Google.
So we can
I,
get it
I
done.
have no idea.
I
Lucky, what you
honestly
got to say,
think
man?
that this is sad to me.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
I'm being honest because at the end of the day, we are all from we claim to want the same solution. So I'm gonna just go off and say to set the tone. Ali, I apologize for calling you sassy. If that made you feel a certain way. Security boss, my disruption earlier was the fact that if you gonna call out something, you know how I am. Say who said something that says ho stuff. When you say women, some of the women on the panel, and I wasn't here that day, but you're not being specific. It plays into a narrative that as if the shade and the insults we already get on a daily for being unmarried, whores, and all of that, it plays into that when you're not specific, when you say things such as the guac, as if we all agreed when you only had a conversation with one person. So when I said earlier you should be specific, is because you're not taking into consideration how that sounds on the receiving end, and your inability to do that, even though you may not agree, it can come
I
off
don't.
offensive where nobody really cares how you take it. So I'm just being honest.
Well,
So
just
if you
keep it
felt
right there.
offended, no, I'm gonna keep it where I'm going. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You just
And what
did
about Tammy?
something.
Who's Tammy?
You
Tammy is
just
a
did
version of
what
mammy. So who
you're
was
doing right
Tammy?
now, but
Who
we're
was
supposed
Tammy?
to say she's the wife
What?
of
I don't
here.
owe you anything though,
But
Lucky.
I'm not asking for you to owe me anything. I was
So
trying to
we
just
don't
set
have to
the
talk.
tone of the conversation.
We don't have to
But
talk.
you're being real condescending and rude.
She
All
is
right,
real
all right. Oh, wait a
Anyway,
second.
this is my mind.
All right, man.
So Trill, let me just say this because I want to keep it at a good point.
If she
I
gets to
apologize
talking,
to
she
all
Yeah.
the
gets the
ladies,
floor.
but I'm
No, I'm not
apologizing
about
to
to
the
be
ladies. But
feminine.
what I
I'm not
don't
about to be feminine
understand,
because if she
see, I
gets
just
to
said I'm
talking, she was
apologizing
just
to the ladies.
disrespectful.
Hold
That's
on,
very
hold on.
biased.
Wait. Hold
That's
on.
very biased. She was just
Hold on,
rude
look.
and she
Hold
didn't
on, look.
apologize. So she should not get the floor to speak, and we gotta shut up.
No, but
That's
hold
not
on.
cool.
She said she about to apologize though.
I said
I
that
don't
I'm
even say that here,
apologize
and I
to
had
all
a
the
different
ladies, but I
question
would love to
in the
have
conversation.
conversations where we can just stick to what the facts are and we can try to be better people. But what always happens is we either get talked over, talked under, or insults. I don't want to ever insult anybody, and I never will, because I believe in you, Black women and men. So why can't we just keep it there and be respectful? I mean, just because I'm losing or you feel like you don't want to hear my voice, you don't have to call me a name. I mean, that's all I'm saying. And I would never do that to
I
anyone. So
appreciate the apology.
I will.
Thank you.
Thank you
I
so much,
appreciate the
Sheba.
apology as well. I do. However, just in keeping it honest, there has been disrespectful things I've done and insults. So I appreciate you apologizing. Maybe that's not your intention.
Insults, I will never. I would
You
never
did
call you
insult
You
out
me
your
several
name.
definitely
times, security
insulted
boss.
me personally.
Never.
So
I
I
will never
can't,
call a
that's
woman
the
out
only
her
thing I
name.
can't, yeah. So like I said, I accept that that's not your intention or what you're trying to promote.
Oh,
I
I
can
see what you're
accept,
saying.
I can
I got
accept
you.
that.
I see what you're saying.
Mhm.
Something you might have worn something that you. I got you. Not you, but I'm just saying. I got you. Well,
Right.
I don't want to call anybody out their name or anything derogatory. That's not my intentions, and I don't think I do that. But if someone wore something that I said, then I apologize for them because I can't control what people think or how people hear. I can't control that.
All right, man. Real quick, man. We gonna pay some bills and yeah. Black Tie with the 5 ball. I leave with the mic drop. You could hear Red piss on Cotton after those bars he dropped. Appreciate you, big dog. Mick, 2 piece. Lucky on here looking like an entire snack in all caps. Damn. With the extra
Lucky
A's put on it.
people, man. Get your people.
The fan club is rampant. Money 13, 2 piece, no middleman. I want Lucky Cash App. Lucky post Cash App in the chat, man. This man ready to, you know what I mean? He ready to donate, man.
She say if it's less than 1,000, hey man, look, you're shooting too low.
Andre with the 5 ball. Absolutely, Caleb. Both parties have to compromise. That's part of two flesh becoming one. Means to live is to grow, and to grow is to change. It's facts. Alex, the fireball. Remember, Trill, it's the same women that say, quote unquote, love don't pay the bills. So with that in mind, I don't buy the emotional connection bit. Yeah, if you're dating a woman who's with you and says that statement to you, you picked the wrong woman. That's a sign itself. We talking about men who done picked the right woman, men who done betted, men who done ran into a woman who's actually supposed to be standing next to him, right? Like emotional connection is important. And again, y'all can take my advice or not. But remember, in 10 years, when you're in divorce court, family court, remember Trill said, "Damn, bro, I might have should have paid a little bit more attention to that emotional connection." Just remember I said it. Because some people is not the message ain't gonna hit everybody at the same time. Sometimes it gotta hit you 10 years later, 15 years later, whatever the case may be, when the court take your children from you. But remember, I told you. That's all I'm
Man,
saying.
get you a partner
Not
that'll
family
throw it
court.
all away for you,
It's
dog.
the truth. That's how it's
Get
gonna
you
end.
a partner that'll throw it all away for you. That's how you know it's real love, man.
Yeah.
If y'all will throw it all away for each other, that'll sustain.
Hey, you heard it from the man himself. Money with two ball. The likes ain't adding. Go to commercial break. Y'all heard the man, man. Make sure that y'all hit the like button if y'all ain't hit it, man. Appreciate y'all. Spencer with the fireball. Sounds like the girl in the video delivering a new message because she's hit a wall.
Damn.
Yeah, I mean, it looked like she definitely learned the hard way. Pokemon with the fireball. The clock swinging like shit rolls. Salute the Poke. Y'all boys and y'all Instagrams, man. Appreciate you, big dog. Andre, the 10 piece. No one wants to preserve the box until after they've been to the bowling alley. It's always when they're in their 30s or later they wake up. When you vet properly in 30 days, you'll know, discern.
Yeah.
Facts. Alex, two ball, philosophical on point. B. Taylor makes no sense. Oh Lord have mercy. Ray with the fireball. Wild to talk about returning to the Stone Age. Most modern men don't do well without modern infrastructure or technologies either. Shaking my head.
Another conversation.
Facts. Andre, two ball, lucky is cooking. Women need patience and preservation. I would definitely agree with that. Matthew, five ball, facts. B. Taylor, same for guys as well. The pretty girl shuns the nice, respectable guy for the gang member, drug dealer, and that guy lowers his standards.
Damn.
Seen it with my eyes, man. Zaylen with the 20 ball. Hold on. Boy, it says, unfortunately, a lot of our men and women today fit the over-sexualized stereotype painted in the movie Birth of a Nation and have no problem with it. Twerking in public is disgusting to me nowadays. Salute to Zayla, man. We appreciate you, bro. Fat Boy for Life, the fireball, Kayla and Lucky. Us big dudes looking better and better.
Let them know. Let them know.
Look at him, man.
I know plenty of big boys.
Trill, tell him
Plenty
you
big
got
boys.
hoodies in his size too.
That's facts, man.
That's a fact. I got one on right now. Yeah, I got one on right now. Yeah.
.com, man. Y'all know where to find it, man. Web Sleeger with the 20 ball. Appreciate you. Say women need to figure out what the bare minimum is because that is be inflating like the economy. You keep the same standard for everyone. Don't expect man number 2 to jump through hoops for you when you rolled out the red carpet for man number 1.
Thought inflation.
There is no.
Hey, can I say something?
There's no man number 1. There was no one before you. What are you talking about?
let me say something before you keep reading that. I was gonna say before they started arguing. This day and age of people, we cannot get game from the old day and age of people, right? The reason why I'm saying that because all them old people did not have anything that we have today. Anything. Everything is different. The way we move, the way we process information, everything is totally different from anything they have ever experienced. So the game of being ladylike, in my opinion, is being learned today with the new women. Because we're not going backwards. Technology is only going to get better. You get what I'm saying? The way we process information is going to be quicker. So with doing that, we have to learn how to adjust and what it look like. Because now with our women only being what it is, $1,000 behind us in average earning, that puts us on equal footing. Every other generation before us never had that, never even knew what that looked like. So everybody was clamoring to a man. Back in the day, men that had side babies across town and all that, and nobody said nothing because women was clamoring to be with men because they, in a sense, they couldn't, the majority in a mass couldn't take care of themselves. So I think today's women, in a sense, is going to be the blueprint. But in my opinion, right now, the blueprint is wrong
Trash.
because it's just like handing a kid a brand new fucking car. You get them. They don't understand the implications of what's in their hands, so they go out and do stupid shit in it. You know, they go out and wreck the shit. They go out, you know what I'm saying, and do a lot of crazy ass shit. And then finally, when they smartened up, the car all beat up. But when they get their next new car, they treat it with grace.
But they got no insurance.
You know what I'm saying? So that's
Can't drive
how
without
our
insurance.
society of in my age bracket and the younger kids coming up, that's how like they're gonna. So it's our responsibility to teach them how to guide it all. You get what I'm saying? Because if you go to your mom's right now and tell her, hey, work this computer, odds is she not gonna know. You go to your grandfather, he not gonna know. But for us, when our kids come to us, we gonna know what computers are. We gonna know what that touchscreen phone is. You get what I'm saying? All it is just gonna change a little bit. It's gonna be faster. That's it. A lot of people in this day, you can look in your working space. A lot of them old cats, they hire young people under them to do their job for them. Man, so please, like I be trying to tell these young folk, like that norm that these people be trying to teach y'all, these old people, it's cool. I understand it all. I understand that was y'all time, but y'all time has died like dinosaurs. That's just it's fucked up
Smooth,
to
are you
say it
saying
that
that
way.
men don't want traditional women?
I'm not saying that. Men do
Oh, no, it was
want
a question.
traditional women, but
Okay.
traditional women in our society are dying at a rapid rate because they are on equal footing. They don't need us financially, and that's what kept us together in our society.
So you don't think traditional woman is a mindset? You don't think being traditional is a mindset?
No, because we all have to take care of ourselves. So just imagine if there wasn't no help across the board for women as far as Section 8, child support, and all these type of things. If it wasn't no help,
Right.
women would make better decisions with everything that they do. They would look at it like us men do as a business. My body is a business. If I have a baby, I have to revolve. I don't have the help. That formula $60 a can. This is how men process it. But when you got help from the government, you are afforded the luxury to sit back.
I happen to think that if we took all the incentives and benefits away, women would get married.
That is a fact. That is a fact. Why? Because they would understand, most would feel the implications of their decisions earlier. Like really feel, because now you still have to have this baby. You got to take care of this baby. You got to pay your own rent. All this shit would count now. So yes, you are right. If there wasn't any handicaps like they do in golf, if it wasn't any handicaps, our society as a whole would make way better decisions. But since there are handicaps, it'll never work that way. So they are transforming into men. Our women are transforming into men.
But there's also a whole middle class to upper class woman or status of a woman that doesn't receive any of those benefits or incentives.
That
There's
is true.
still a
And
woman
that
out there
type of
that's
woman,
And
in
never
this
have.
society right now, that type of woman is a dangerous woman. Why? Because she look at men like, if you're not here, I will never speak to you.
I mean, we could
I,
be.
I think some of them do, but I think there's still women there who value, it all depends on how they grew up. They still value men. even
But
in
that's
that.
not the field though. Some do.
Yeah, some.
Because they have the integrity. Like, I know me making this money can't hold me. But most women, when they start having things and be able to get things for real, they put a price on everything, including their man.
Okay. I
But
can
us
agree with
men,
that.
we don't put a price on a woman. You get what I'm saying? Well, let me say it like this. We
Well, you
don't
shouldn't, because you're not their
put a
equal. You're not
relationship.
equal to a woman. You're our kings. You're in authority. You're our leader. So you can't do what we do
To
as
some,
women.
So men don't put a price on it, but they pay a cost. I
that's
don't know, like
And that's
the
why we
1%
make
of
better
men
decisions.
are willing to
Right.
pay the cost to have the most. I mean, the most beautiful women in any country you could think of. Who are they with? 1%ers. They're not. I mean, I know y'all say, "Oh, there's a beautiful girl in Colombia." No, she's just different. She's not that pretty. I'm talking about the gorgeous women. Beauty is a $1 billion industry.
Exactly.
And so the wealthiest have the most attractive. They're willing to pay the cost because they know that there is a cost. So why is there a cost? I mean, this takes it to a different type of conversation. But that is the fact. You don't see men getting up, and picking an average Jane. Nah, they're that guy. Now they have access to the most attractive women on the planet. So I think it's two sides to the coin.
Man, I just see it, man. I don't see it that way, because in other countries, they are dominated by their people. We are the only country where black people don't dominate America. Like, if you go to China people dominate them.
Our culture dominates the country,
You
though,
get what I'm saying?
in a
Our
way.
culture do, but that don't mean shit. Of course, they'll come hang out with us and dance with us and all that, but when it's time to make some money, do some business deals, generational shit, they looking at black people like, boy, I don't fuck with you like that for real.
Yeah. But the other thing I was going to say is that, like you're saying, like if they got rid of the crutches, the government got rid of the crutches, I think it would it would enable the country. Like nothing goes away. That's not how like things work. It's similar to like there's no such thing as free lunch, because somebody has to pay the cost. This whole is just going to go away thing, that's not how it works. So you're saying if the government doesn't take it on, who you think it's going to be on? It's going to be on the men that impregnate these women.
Yes.
And what they will have to go through to leave a woman without resource. What do you think that's going to look like if they put the cost on you instead of them taking the cost on? What is that going to look like?
I'm glad you said
Child support enforcement.
Yes.
Putting men in prison for not paying. Hurting men for not paying.
I'm glad you said that. You know why? You know why it would be a healthier society? Because it'll penalize y'all too. Because you don't have any crutches.
But it'll penalize y'all too. And I would hope that it would say, let me think about who I put
But you got to realize, we already penalized.
Let me think about who I put a baby in. Because if I put a baby in the wrong girl and I don't stay with her, I could have a felony.
Yeah.
Look,
if it was something like that. Right? But men, there's no consequences for men having babies and leaving them. They could just move across the country and start a new life.
That is a lie. Because if he doesn't pay child support, they take his license from him.
And passport.
Yeah,
and also it's a felony. If
it depends on the state. It depends on the state. If you know your state laws, there's states you can live in that they don't do that.
It will get you
not
all the way back through customs. I've seen a lot of people get arrested coming back from cruises because of child support. So
correct.
And with doing like the rules already set for men. Like we know the penalty of having a baby with the wrong woman. We already know that. I know men. Oh my God! When I used to work at Chick-fil-A, I knew a brother working 84 hours a week every day. Man, when he got that check, it was $140 because of child support.
Hold on, Kayla. They say you're not using a mic. You the lady at the airport talking.
You know what I'm saying? We already know the penalty. It's been penalties for men making bad decisions. Only thing is, we don't get the crutches. When women make bad decisions, they can turn around and look to the government and say, "Let me get some help." Men don't have that. Look, I don't know men that's on Section 8 that's single fathers. Every single father I know is out there getting it. It's out there.
Single fathers are out there statistically.
I mean, goddamn, man. Some women, hey, but for real though, some women know they can't take care of the kid, but won't give it to the man. Is that the man's fault? It's not. It's you being selfish and don't want to have y'all kid in the best situation possible.
Parental politics.
That's for real, bro.
I think the dynamic, mommy is always there, even when you think about a stay-at-home wife and the dad is always gone and working, like it's okay. But when mom is missing in action and she's not there every day to tend to that child's needs, and when they're sick and up throughout the night, like those are things that are like just by nature a woman has to take care of her child. Although she's
Have you
not
ever seen
financially
a single father do that? Because I know single fathers that do that.
single fathers, yeah, I know some single fathers too, but there's nothing like a mother's touch.
All right, real
Telling
quick,
me
man.
a
Let me dive
woman.
back in. Let me dive back in here
One
real
more thing.
quick.
One more thing, bro. So you're telling me a woman is capable of raising a young boy to
That's a
be
very
a
fine
man in
statement.
this society?
That's not what I said. That's not what I said at all. I don't think women are capable of raising a man to be a man. But Obama was raised by a single mother. So
Okay, well let me ask that. No, he was not. No, that's a different place. But anyway, let me ask you this: you have a little boy?
I don't want to talk about my personal life.
No, I'm just asking. Do you have a boy though?
If you ask me off this panel without, because people speculating that my baby daddy's white and all this other stuff, they
No,
don't need
I ain't gonna ask
about
about that.
me.
I swear I'm not. I'm not gonna attack you about it. Do you
Nah,
have a little boy?
no, Smooth. Just speak hypothetically as if she did have a boy.
Okay, if you had a little boy, right? Let's say he's 6 years old or a baby, and you and the man split, right? And he come to you, hey, you can raise our son until he's 12 years old. On his 13th birthday, I want him to come live with me full time. Would you give up your son on his 13th birthday?
I don't like that word give up.
Would you let that man take his son to raise his
Take
son,
our son.
take y'all son to raise him? Would you do that? And look, before you answer that, and if y'all had a daughter, and she was a baby or say whatever, and he was to take like, hey, let me have her until she's 12, 13, and then when she's get 13 years old, I give her back to you. Because it's things I could, as a man, I can't teach a woman how to sway that shit. I can't teach her how to walk and talk it like a lady, no matter how great of a man I am. It's just certain things I can never give her. You get what I'm saying? I can give her anything financially. I can show her what a dad does, what a husband looks like and all. But how to sway it and walk it like a woman, I could never do that. You get what I'm saying? So if he came to you with that and y'all had two children, a boy and a girl, and he was like, look, we can make the swap when they get to these ages, would you do it?
I think that I think it's dependent on the dynamic of the co-parenting, because why would you need to take that child from the mother? The mother's not taking the child from the father. So if you're co-parenting and in an ideal co-parenting situation, you guys should be both at the school programs. You guys should be both at the parent and teacher meeting. You guys should both take the child to go see Santa together. Like it should be a dynamic where y'all both coming together, putting y'all BS aside and co-parenting the best way possible. That child may not be living under your roof, but your child should see you just as much as the mother is seeing the child.
But you know why I said that? Because when that child gets 13, 14, and they start looking at other men and how to do things, you're not taking out the trash. You're not cutting the grass outside. You're not being handy at the house to fix things. You're not changing the oil on that car. But that man is.
A lot of men don't know how to change oil in their car. They don't know how to change a tire. They'll be like, "Oh, take it to the shop." Come on, let's be. The men that I know around and seen, I'm like, they don't know how to change their own tire. They call AAA right along with you.
No, those are not the men that I grew up around. So that's all I'm saying. Like, a boy needs to see how a man walks it and talks it every day. Forget the school stuff. The school stuff is common shit. Okay, cool. But how to sway it as a man, he needs to be there under the wing to see it. And how to sway it as a woman needs to be there for that daughter. When she start making womanly decisions and shit like that, a woman needs to be there. You get what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. If it was like that, I think child support would be off the table.
I think they
But
should
a
raise
lot of
the child together. I don't think it should be one parent over the other. I think that women should be raising kids by themselves, and men should not be raising children by themselves. Children need a two-parent household. I do believe in that, regardless of what that household looks like. If the household does split up, at least come together and do the best that you can and put the petty stuff aside and raise that child together as if, and don't miss a beat, as if you guys didn't even separate. Y'all just not living under the same roof. Daddy should be there right along with you at open house and parent teacher conference and registering first day of school. Walk that child together. I shouldn't have to be sending you photos or you sending her photos. Y'all should be right there
D.
walking that
Taylor,
child to the bus
that's
stop.
not what about showing them the way of man, the way of a woman. Forget
Well, when you're
it's
raising
only
that child,
18
when
years
you're
of their
raising that,
life.
when you're raising that child together, like a woman is a man's, a mother is a man's first love, right? So, right? So that's important for a man, because I've seen men who were raised without a mother and they were missing that like nurturing side of them. They were just angry. They needed mom. They needed mom. And then I seen men who grew up without a father and they lack leadership skills. The point is, no parent is better than the other. I'm saying the child needs both parents.
Hey, you're saying, okay, so look. I'm trying to say what you're saying. Seriously, I'm trying to say what you're saying is just that child can get that from you all the way up to the age of 12. Right? If you have a son, he can get all of that from you all the way up to the age of 12, 13. But from 13 to 18, in a sense, do what they got to do at 18. That's just how it works, right? From 13 to 18, he is shown the manly way about doing shit. Same thing with a woman. From 13 to 18 is the vital years to show her how to walk it, how to talk it, how to feel it, like what to look for. Like it's things a man could never give her. That's why when you see a daughter that's raised by a father only, like seriously only, she misses she miss woman quality. She know how a man
She don't know
thinks.
how to get along with women.
She know how a man thinks, but she don't know how to make him feel. You get what I'm saying? That's something he could never teach her.
I don't
All
know. I
right,
just feel
and
like
that right
both
there is a
parents.
great place. Look, just real quick, man. This is a dope
I'm
conversation.
crying.
And as a matter of fact, I need y'all to like exchange numbers. And like after this over with, y'all could just stay up to the sunrise discussing this. You hear me? But we got to get to the bills being paid. First and foremost,
I'm sorry about that.
elephant in the building. Get the hundo. Like I always say, man, when you got rich friends, man, things like this happen. You know what I'm saying? Salute to my dog, man. Make sure y'all subscribe to his channel. Y'all already know what time it is, man. Malevolent Elephant always showing love in the building, man. Appreciate you, bro. He'll say Passport Bros just went up 100 points.
Bye. Bye.
Jesus Christ, man.
They
Shout
can
out to
go.
bro.
Bye.
Preach said the girls is fighting with the 2-ball. Appreciate you, fam.
It was a little
Gavin,
struggle.
the girls. Gavin with the 2. Good
It was a
night, good
tussle.
morning. By the way, look, man, I done lost track of time, big dog. We done been here longer than we was supposed to, man. I said we was gonna get out of here at a decent time, even though I lied to myself, man. Kimberly with the 5-ball. What about divorced women? Should they still date? Somebody with a quick answer. Quick answer. Very quick answer. Ali. Divorced women. Should they still date?
Date? No, I think they should set a standard and be courted versus dating. Just dating with men.
Gotcha. Okay. Alice, the 5-ball. That young women today feel that it's okay to argue with and disrespect their elders is wild. Appreciate you, Alex. Black man unfiltered fireball. Wait, the black woman is the most disrespected by men. No, that's not true. Look at this behavior. Wow. Appreciate you, bro. Gavin, fireball. I guess the truth hurts some of you, because why the F are y'all arguing? Shaking my effing head, man. Yeah, gotta be volatile. Marcus, the fireball. Sheba for that little shade earlier. How's the hey, mods, block him in the remove him from the chat. He's talking disrespectful.
I'll wear my hat for him next week.
He's talking disrespectful. Appreciate you, man. Black Lexicon, Timbar. I support what you are saying, Smooth, but look at it this way: learning the past will help you avoid the same mistakes in your future. And there were as many women working in the factory as there were men.
That's actually a fact. My grandmother was one of the first women to work at General Motors. Yep.
All right, man. Appreciate you, fam. Marcus again with the 10 balls. 2 SO. Yo, I rocks heavy. I know you wasn't trying to throw shade, but to Lucky Point, be a little more specific. I'm on nobody's side. Just saying. Appreciate you, Marcus. Red in the building, Ken Folk. Family right there, man. My dog say, let's give it up to my cousin Smooth for calming the tone. What a panel. Boy hit a step 3 from 40 feet. Wake up, Otis. The world is watching.
Why they calling him Otis?
You better stop before I cause a kerfuffle.
Oh my God. Don't start that shit.
Otis has a calling on his life.
You know.
Oh my God.
He a part of the blessing. He know.
The black intellects with the 20 ball, man. I appreciate you. So I never hear these war stories about black men from other races of women. I hear nothing but good things about us from them. Only black women seem to have these problems. How is it that other races of women can choose black men better than black women?
That's not true.
Just because you haven't heard them don't mean that they're not happening.
There we have it. Black intellects, I appreciate you, fam. Kimberly with the fireball. People need each other, but should want a common lifestyle and hold common values. Smooth. I'm not sure your philosophy is universal nor realistic.
I hear you.
Red ball. Africana 22, 20 ball. Cynthia G isn't conditioning her followers. They're attracted to her messages because of their lived experiences with our men. And you don't have to delete a pregnancy of the seed of a black man if incorporating proper birth control. Appreciate you for the 20 ball, man. It's love. Black Top, the 5-piece. Smooth just made me Taylor software malfunction with that question.
Oh shit! My shit fucked up. Oh. I didn't even know.
Marcus the fall. This is not a good look. Come on, bruh. Yeah, man, it got to be about.
I agree.
Jesus
I agree.
Got to do better. Got to do better. Ability kid the 2 ball. How come I wasn't invited to Fight Club? Look, that was not the intention, fam.
Ali brought that here.
What up, Billy?
Yeah.
Yeah, he did.
You the leader, so it's
Energy.
Combative.
Energy. Drew B with the 10 ball. Government assistance sole purpose is to take the father out of the home. They literally cut the benefits off if there's a man present in the home. It's all by design.
Ethnic outpost.
Real 83. Passport bros to the moon. Fireball, man. Appreciate you. Prime VA 757 to 5-piece. Black women got to stop lying about the 5.5 hour stat. It is actually worse for white women. White men and other black women off black women as well.
What's the 5.5 hour stat?
What is that?
I have no idea.
I don't know. We'll look that up next week.
Man, that's facts, man. Derek Clay with the 20 ball. See, I caught the right live. With my short life experience from what I've seen from black men and black women, is the bad outweigh the good on both sides. Toxic is rewarded, while being solid gets you abused. It ain't a perfect world and never will be.
Yep.
Appreciate you, Derek.
That's it.
Be safe out
Matt
here.
said if the laws were removed to assist women, then they would have to make decisions based off of the character of the man rather than swag, meaning they wouldn't have babies by Oward in the first place.
Hey, coward.
Oh, cowards in the first place. Yeah, that's a fact. Prime time for 20 ball. Appreciate you. Say men are big on assessing risk. More women are coming out of school with 40,000+ in debt than ever before and are expecting someone to pay that off. It ain't going to be Joe Biden. Men are calculating that when talking to women.
Yep.
No, y'all not.
We
No,
are.
y'all not. No, y'all not. Y'all not.
We are.
I was on scholarship. Okay.
Respect that man experience, man. Respect that man experience. John Ivy with the fireball. Black women aren't doing that great like y'all put on. Black women have the most debt and the highest eviction rate. No shade, but let's be realistic.
Who you know.
Okay, well, you got to get us some numbers on that because are we talking debt and assets? Or are we talking debt and what are we talking debt?
Probably student loans if I had to. If I had to.
At least they trying. The men probably living with them in those houses getting evicted.
Look here, we're not gonna slander men. You were speaking to the women. We ain't gonna slander these good, whole,some Christian men on this panel and in this chat.
We are the ones that are living with their mama, though.
Or living with their baby mamas.
This super chat was actually my question when she was talking about building and we compared the countries because they start from quote unquote poverty. You know what I'm saying? That's how you build wealth together. So I was just I'm glad that he sent that super chat because if you make a certain amount and he make a certain amount, it's about what y'all make together and the goal together. So that was one of my questions. Thank you for that super chat.
Said this is equality. Hold on, let me make sure I didn't miss that. Okay. Build with a decent man or do it by yourself. Many foreign women are willing to do that. Many with a smile. Last Port OG, man. Salute the bro for pulling up last week, man. That was hilarious, man.
We got to have him back up too.
Oh, that's the guy. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I agree.
Is that the one that got kicked out?
No. He didn't get
that's
he was up there
that was
dancing.
right before him.
Okay.
Yeah, he was on stage dancing like Chris Brown, man. But that's another conversation for another day. I appreciate you, man.
I heard through the grapevine that he's also bilingual in Thai.
Yeah. Marcus the Fire, my brother Ronan got 2 hats on. That says a lot. Okay, Caesar's Palace the 10 ball. Why talk about all black women when we really only need the percentage to go up from less than 27% to at least 50% married? Other races of women get married over 50%. So let's start with getting the 50%.
Well, women don't propose to themselves.
Need mutual communication, but that's something else.
Right, Marcus Barnes with the 10 ball. He may have a message, man. He just wanted to, flex right quick. I appreciate you, fam.
Yeah.
Physical poetry, the 5-piece. The ladies just said it clear for everyone. Perfection, money, and soft life is the new requirement over character.
We try character.
Whole another show.
Yeah, Lord have mercy. The soft life. That's
cap.
Soft life. The message, the fireball. Majority of black men that did you wrong were raised by single black women. It don't matter who raised the child.
Yep.
Well, what were their daddies?
Another show.
Uncle Luke, fireball. Well, both genders are not the same. Divestment works better for black men than black women because of the stereotypes. You're just not wanted by others.
That's a lie.
Jesus Christ. Marcus, first of all, I thought I said block.
Shout out to Marcus.
But I said block him, man. Appreciate you, man. Jesus Christ. 5-piece. That divorce rate stat with black women and no black men is false. Black women divorce 3 times the rate they marry.
That's
higher
not
than
true.
black men.
That's not true.
That's not.
Well, look here, we're gonna have to. This is what we need to get. We need to get a researcher. We need to hire a researcher for the live streams, man, so they could just be doing their thing as we go on. Marcus, F. Cynthia G.
Yeah.
Come on, Marcus. You're a Christian man. You know better.
Hey, man.
With a rusty lawnmower blade.
Jesus Christ. Look, man, we don't condone violence. We do not condone violence on this panel.
That's crazy.
Professor Xavier, the father, how many clips we think MTR got from these women who have no idea what a man wants?
Who's MTR?
Media take
Tours and reviews, man. Salute to my boy. I'm not sure, man, but I'm sure we're gonna find out pretty soon. Marcus, the fireball, I agree with Smooth. I mean, my dog was in his bag today, man. That's the most I've never heard Smooth talk. That's why I just had to let him go ahead on cook on this panel, man. Him and talking a lot on this panel.
And he got a new hair. I just noticed that. Smooth.
I paid my head for this.
And clean and ready, man.
Smooth gonna have braids again next week.
He say Redbone with the 10 ball. Marriage isn't dead in other communities. My dear sisters, if you believe in marriage, dip out or be okay with being single. Husband material requires these brothers to actually desire marriage.
True.
True.
It's a fact.
Change the culture.
Caesar's Palace again. Has Kayla been holding herself like a lady since 18, or did she change when she got older? This is why women lose, because they only care about themselves instead of doing things to get married. Kayla, you want to respond to that one?
I was with the same man majority of my 20s, so that's not even applicable to me in terms of where he's trying to go with that.
There we go. You heard it from her. Oh, Lord.
Ooh, I knew it was
Y'all are
coming.
not right material, man. With the
I
fireball.
wouldn't live.
Ladies, do y'all want to respond to that really
And he
quick?
still can't hit. And he still can't hit. So
Honestly, those comments, those are the funny ones. I don't know why those
it's
don't
like you don't know none of us outside of this panel. So we can care less what you think with your little
It's based on our interaction. So
your
they're
little
going
$5. You should have saved that
He big mad.
for your lunch tomorrow.
Look here, man. You asked for it, man. When y'all write things like that, you gotta be ready for what comes with it. Wake up, oh.
God bless.
Professor Xavier, the fireball 30 plus used to be an age of enough wisdom for our women to talk to younger generations. SB seems to be the only elder who cares for the next generation.
We're the OGs now. We'd accept that.
I could, and we are the OG. Well, I don't know if I'm there yet, but I mean, I don't know. Who
Are
knows?
you 40? 40 and up, OG.
Nah, I'm a 33, man. I'm still,
Okay. You're not an OG.
but I'm gonna take my OG title anyway. We the OGs that care about the next generation. You understand me? Appreciate you, fam. Poking with the 10 ball, all the myth, the legend, crew season. Oh, Ali the myth, the legend. Broke down the combo like getting to a water cooler on a V6 front wheel drive. Still dope though. Salute to everyone. Chad in the panel. Appreciate you, fam. Y'all boys are hilarious, man.
Ali, you are a bad influence.
Oh man.
No.
Ali brought the smoke up here. Marry before you carry, regardless of the man's race. The other option is like playing social Russian roulette. Lastly, disrespect begets disrespect. That's a fact. Appreciate it. V with the fireball. It's crazy to see someone fighting so hard to be respected and people gaslight what's clearly happening right before our eyes. That's wild. Good night, y'all. Appreciate you. Ceasefire the fireball. Ali is the one talking facts. Please hold your ground.
I'm trying.
My man, like,
Look, there you go. Y'all got one. Look.
You're gonna have to go soak in some ice tonight.
I can sauce a little bit.
Okay, say Ali needs some salsa for that chip on the shoulder.
Wow.
They own bro, man.
Yeah,
mercy. Ronnie
That's
the fireball trill ain't bringing Ali back.
Damn. God dang. I'll see y'all later, man.
Good luck on your future endeavors.
Damn.
right there.
Back to this real estate.
Man, it's been a pleasure, man, for sure.
I know, family. You family.
You know,
Take it to mail.
Chris with the 2 ball. Woo side. I agree, man. We need to get next time I'm gonna have a sage stick.
Yeah.
That we just gonna burn.
It's really
over
Trill fault. It's really Trill fault. He know he had all these dominant personalities.
Yeah, he know. That's smart.
That's true.
I love y'all.
Balance.
But
Emotions get involved, our ears cut off.
I ain't gonna lie, it actually went a little better than I thought. I ain't think we was gonna make it out the second question in my opinion. But we
And
made it
we
all the way
under
to the
4
end.
hours.
See what I'm saying? That's why I'm trying to hurry up so I can get us up out of here, man. But y'all keep on. Gates with the 2 ball. Lucky for prayers. Look here, man. The Lucky fan club is still strong and alive, man.
But I'm not a wife though, according to so but thank you.
See, that's what do it right there. Ricky with the 5 ball. I love seeing Miss SB being observant, and it's stressful seeing the behavior of our generation. It is really sad. Appreciate you, fam. Marcus said the art of listening is with Ali.
Thank you, brother. Thank you, brother.
Facts, man. Just
still a bad influence.
Ali bringing that Thursday energy. Salute to Latif, man.
She was
boy JR. Gates for life. Ali might be hurt. He gonna cry in the car, man.
Yeah, man.
Damn, Ali.
Can't get the break.
Crazy, man. Keish Yardy Gaming Station. He say, I'm lost AF. Look, man. You're You're gonna have to watch the replay, man, and catch up on everything that unfolded here tonight, man. MDZ, Ali just divest from these hyenas, man. Lord have
Ain't gonna
mercy.
like that.
Get a passport, man. They say get your passport. That's what
Got
passport
right here
OG
too.
said
Is
last
that
week.
supposed to be hyenas? I'm
Yeah.
confused.
Yes, how you
Can't even spell it.
So, hey, when y'all
How
right up
Smooth
there,
said,
man.
how Smooth said hyenas.
Hyenas. Two H's in the hyenas. Says Kayla is not the blueprint. Queen Sheba, you are not a man and don't know what we want in women. Queen, you want to respond to that real quick?
God bless you. No response.
Wow.
God bless you. There it is. Fat Boy for Life, the 2 ball. Lucky I got you.
Yeah.
I ain't
Yeah,
lucky.
man.
Spending my Whataburger money.
You must be lucky.
My boy ain't playing. Poke him with the 5 ball. Go busting your fist against a stone wall. You're not using your brain.
Yeah.
Agree with that one. Simply the 5. It seems as if there is no self-work with both men and women and a lack of clear communication. I agree. Definitely got to improve upon that for sure. So I switched the 5 ball. Please bring Ali back every Wednesday. He is the only man that puts these women in their place.
He got tapped. He got tapped tonight.
Nah, I'll let y'all do what y'all do.
Nobody got time for that.
Ali, you
Come
know
back.
you love this. You love it.
I love him. Yeah, I love him.
You love it.
Take care, man.
You do.
We definitely got the brain bro back, man. Marcus with the 5 ball. And last thing, I'm not a Christian man. Good night.
Shout out to the heathens.
He talking to me.
Right. Now,
But I like how he
I
spaced
said
his
he's
money
been
out. I like how he don't put all his money on the jackpot. He spaced it out real nice.
He got like a
boy, they
100
gave us
bucks.
about
50
60.
Yeah.
20 messages. My boy owned it, man. Marcus the 5 ball. I hope and pray y'all do good next week. Good night. Look, man, we trying, big dog. I'm trying, man. I'm working on it. The message 10 ball crew season, best show on YouTube. I appreciate all of y'all. I agree, man. I appreciate everybody for tapping in, man. It's done been a hell of an episode. It's still coming. Black men unfiltered the 5 ball. The women who are delivered from the streets still have to deal with the hot dog down the hallways.
Vaginal renovation.
I don't even know what that means.
Like, man, what are you talking about?
It's a lot of space and opportunity.
And young
Joel, the 2 ball says, D Taylor, talk your co-parent of the year.
Yes.
Period.
Facts, man.
Space and opportunity. Damn.
y'all going to hell on scholarship. Honest citizen, Ali, unapologetically masculine and classy. Salute.
All right. Salute
to you, man. Salute to bro.
Man.
All right, man. I think that's all of them, man. I appreciate everything.
Just have one more came through.
Y'all good.
You are so wrong. So wrong.
Studies show that single fathers raise children at the same success rate as 2 parents, while the mother sent them to prison.
That's facts.
Oh my God.
It's
your
I
fault.
mean, it's facts.
Hey, man.
It's your fault, ladies.
No, actually,
Man,
I know what study he's talking about, and that
No,
actually
y'all said no to everything. You can't just say no to everything. Just like the divorce rate, 70-80% of divorce rate is initiated by women, and it's 90% educated. No, y'all can't just keep. I came in at the end. I'm gonna come in at the end. 70-80% of divorces are initiated by women. 90%
Okay,
of
but
they're
I'm going
educated.
off of this comment right
That's
here.
the truth.
Okay, good job.
I like researching.
Philosophical. Going back to that, I actually know that.
Yeah, I know you said no to everything.
White fathers who are divorced and gain custody of their children, and it never stated that men raise children better than women. It's just saying it's not enough facts because the percentage is so low compared to many women who are raising the children. So I actually know that.
A fatherless home with no man in it and women raising families has destroyed our communities. That's what that's basically saying.
So it's the woman's fault, right?
If the kids is with the father, if the kids were with the father, they'll be more successful like a 2-parent household. That's what that's saying.
That's not what that say, but
it is exactly what it's saying.
I'm glad.
All right, I got 2 more, man. I got 2 more, and then y'all can, you know what I mean? Joel McCray with the 5 balls. She look here, didn't even say nothing. Put the message. He just wanted to show love, man. I appreciate it. Kendrick, the 5 piece of ladies on the panel. If SB was your future husband's mom, would you speak comfortably in the same manner?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. You give me energy, I'll give you that energy right back.
I would speak to her comfortably because I'm confident in the way that I present myself to any woman of any age, period.
SB, I would talk to you with a great amount of respect, even if you disrespected me because you're my mother's wife, the mother of my wife. I would still show you respect. That's what I would do. I would let her talk to you. I would never disrespect you.
So, like I said, I would speak to because I'm confident that I will present myself to any woman of any age with the amount of like self-awareness. I get on well with my mother-in-law who's 74 years old. We never had an issue. So yeah, I'm comfortable.
I'd be respectful but tactfully blunt.
All right, man. Captain Drano with the 20 balls. Said, B. Taylor, relax.
I'm ready to go to bed. I'm tired.
Me too.
Okay,
I've been trying to get us up out there. But look, man, hell of a show. I figured it would be. You know, we're gonna be right back at this thing again next week, man. 9:30-ish. As usual. Crusader Nation, man. Salute to y'all. The chat been booming all night. You know what I'm saying? Salute to everybody that donated. Salute to the Patreon. Patreon.com/Cruise, even if you have not subscribed. Again, new merch is coming soon. If you hadn't picked up something, that's cruiseseason.com. Make sure y'all tap in. It's t-shirts, hoodies, beanies, sweaters, everything, man, in there, man. So make sure that y'all tap in. We appreciate it. Smooth. Y'all got any last words, man, before we get up out of here?
Drop every Tuesday. Make sure y'all come and check out the live too. We'll be in here talking that shit when we drop live.
I ain't got nothing. I'm just coming with some more custom shit that they can't buy yet.
Where can we get the hoodies?
They right now.
Okay, I want one. I want a hoodie too.
Yeah, man. What was I about to say? Oh, the Q&A live stream coming soon. Man. All those questions, man, that y'all keep sending on Instagram and Twitter and TikTok and the messages, man. I keep telling y'all, if y'all want the questions answered on the podcast, they have to be submitted through Patreon. But what we gonna do for everybody who haven't submitted yet, we will be doing a Q&A live stream here pretty soon. We just got to get a date that, you know, fits all of the guys' schedules. Then we're going to lock that in and we're going to chop it up with y'all, man. Y'all come up, ask us the questions that y'all been asking in all those paragraphs that y'all been putting in the Instagram messages and DMs, and we're going to chop it up with y'all, man. So make sure that y'all tap in with that.
Hey, and if you ain't cammed up, we not answering no questions.
No play.
Did with your chest, how you say it in that message.
OT, you was a bad kid, huh?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You could tell.
Yes, definitely was a bad
horrible
kid.
Sports saved my life. Because I had to act right or I couldn't play. So
that's facts, man. But yeah, like I said, man, love, man. On that note, panelists, y'all already know, man. Love each and every one of y'all. Appreciate y'all for pulling up, man. Again, I know it gets a bit,
much respect and love to all of y'all.
Yeah, for sure, man. Appreciate you, bro. You know, again, man, I know the conversations get a bit
racy
sometimes. You know what I'm saying? We may have a kerfuffle or two, but at the end of the day, you understand me, it's still you know what I'm saying, it's still respect, you know, and you know, sometimes people just gotta get things off their chest, and that's just how it gotta happen sometimes. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I hope that we can all at least respect each other for the most part, man, and show up next Wednesday, 9:30-ish, and continue having, you know what I'm saying, this dialogue that we having, man, in an attempt to push the culture forward. Real quick, 67, Big Mel, 20 ball. So I just tapped in. I've been fixing this truck, so I have to rewatch the show. Yeah, man, you missed a hell of a show, big dog. I ain't gonna lie to you.
B. Taylor said men ain't out there fixing nothing.
Yeah.
I promise I'll do better. I promise I'll do better. I'll be quiet.
Right
there. Don't do that, SB.
No, I'll be quiet. It's okay.
But all right. I think that's everything, man. Like I said, love, man. See y'all next week, 9:30-ish.
Hey, Trill.
See y'all trying to sneak me in.
Ronan,
hey, B. Taylor, you have a Valentine's yet? I'm asking for myself.
That's
down payment.
It's only $2.
It's
$2,000 enough.
You got to get all us some. If you get her some, you got to get all us some.
She needs 200. She needs 200K.
Smooth. Don't say it. Don't say it, Smooth. Don't say it, Smooth.
But yeah, man. So like I said, man, we're gonna be back at this thing next week, man. Let me get up out of here before they send something else. Love y'all. Everybody be careful, be safe, take care of each other. Until next Wednesday, man. We are gone.
It's true.
Love.
Okay.
Oop. You got something to say, Ron?
No, I said like from here on out, can we work on like not living the land extremes and stop working on the semantics and start doing more realistic? Because look, we got to concern ourselves with the optics. Really got concerned because there's people tuning in and we don't want to put a bad message out there because some people need solutions like ASAP. So that's all I ask.
Sounds like a respectable request. Man. Definitely gonna work
I
on
can
that.
definitely do my part.
There we are. I like the sound of it, man. But like I said, till next week, man, we are gone. Love y'all, man.
Love y'all too, man.
Yeah.